Welcome to episode 95 of the Current Backloggers. I'm your host, KCP, along with my good friend and co-host, Raw Dog and Ryan. How's it going, Ryan?
Don't say that.
Why not?
Take that back. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But it's not raw. What's up?
This yellow is green screen. And
Is it?
yeah, for some
I
reason.
can't see at my angle.
Yeah, that's funny.
But it's not raw dogging. It's rog dogging, like the rog ally.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, you're my raw dogging ally.
But if you say it fast enough, it just sounds like you're saying raw dog, and
Yeah, no, for sure.
that's the point.
Yeah. Is this how we're starting?
Yeah. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. Today is March 4th. Let's get this party started. What have you been up to?
Oh, bud. So we missed a week. That was sad.
Yeah.
So that's why there was no episode last week. I called off sick. So apologies if I still sound congested. I'm still getting over it, but so that's what I was doing last week, unfortunately, just being ill. Weekend before that, bowling. That was the state tournament.
Mm-hmm.
The Ohio State USBC Open Championship Tournament.
OH. IO in the comments, Ryan's a hater.
So did really not great. I shot a lot below average, like I think 30 pence below average or something. It was bad one day. Anyway, it wasn't great. I think that's where I got the cold from. So, and then
So not only did you lose, you got sick. It keeps
possibly
you down.
where I've been working at, everybody got sick, and the people I bowled with got sick. So I don't know which one got me sick, but it's possible. So that was what I was doing that weekend, and then this last weekend I did more fucking bowling, another tournament. That one I shot better. I
Okay.
almost broke average.
And what's your average, do you say?
I think I'm a 189. I think is what I'm at right now.
Gotcha. I'll ask the question everybody's asking. You probably hate. Have you ever bowled 300?
No. I don't think I ever will.
Okay, I like the confidence.
I mean, I'd love to, don't get me wrong. But I just don't think I'm mentally capable of doing it right now. It's more mental than, like, I'm physically able to do it, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But you get in my head, it's a pretty challenging mental game.
Yeah. I hear you.
So, no, my highest game is a 269 actually right now.
Hey.
So, I kind of like it being 269. It's fun. Other than that, just usual work, hanging out with you. We got some tacos last night. You had some churros.
That's right.
Those were pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's about it. What about you, baby doll?
Baby doll. I've been.
You can call me Raw Dog and Ryan. I'll call you baby doll.
I messed up anyways. It was supposed to be Rog Dog and Ally Ryan. I messed it up because Rog Ally.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a Steam Deck.
Oh yeah.
The Rog Ally.
Yeah.
It's a terrible name.
Yeah, we're the bed.
I've been working like normal, physical therapy. No stories there that I can think of lately. Yeah. Me and Danielle watched my nephew. My days are all mixed up now because usually we do this every week, so I don't know when all this happened now. But we watched him and watched him at his house. It was a good time. He's 2, I think, now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I told you this in person or not, but he was climbing on me, and he was like, "What is that?" And he pointed to my face, and I was like, and then before I could answer, he started pulling on my mustache. And he's like, "Why do you have this on here?" It's my mustache.
Yeah, why do you have it on there?
But what is it? It's my mustache. And I had to take him off me then because he just kept pulling on it. But it makes even less sense because his dad also has a mustache. So it's not even like a new thing to him or anything.
Probably just says you don't do as well as dad.
I think maybe better.
Oh,
like, oh wow. I didn't know it
shots
looked
fired.
like that. So that was fun watching him. And there's always dumb stories that come from that.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, a whole lot of sports. Went to 2 Blue Jacket games.
Wow.
Crew.
Wins?
One of them. So, not bad.
Yeah.
Crew home opener, or season opener, that's a win.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 Columbus Fury games, both wins.
Mm-hmm.
Their first home game ever. And sat front row for the second game.
Nice.
And I don't know, I can't say I'm officially a fan of the sport overall, but officially a fan of professional volleyball is a good time.
All right.
And you're supposed to be going to your first one on Monday, you said, right?
There's talks.
Oh, okay. All right. And then I actually played some real sports, not just watched. Played some football for the first time in probably about a year and a half.
Is that the one you tried to get me to do?
Yeah, you should have done it.
I think I was sick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you if you weren't sick?
No.
We're going to do it again.
No, I'm not into running.
You would fit right in with most people. If they're people would catch the ball and then just fall on the ground, just lay there and start panting. And then there was probably 5 people texting me and said how sore they were. A couple of them said they haven't moved the next day.
Yeah, that would be me. I'd be like,
I was sore, but I wasn't like that. I was like kind of stretching out more.
Yeah, a few years ago, I was at a cookout thing my dad's friend was having, and they had a volleyball court, and they're like, "All right, come play some volleyball." I'm like, okay, and like, I'm not exactly an active person, but I was like, I can play volleyball. I'm like, I'm like hustling for the ball, and I'm diving a few times, and next day I couldn't move. It was bad. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sore. I wasn't even old then. I'm not old now, but it wasn't. It was at least 5 years ago. So I couldn't imagine playing football now. I'd probably not be able to walk for a month.
Oh, it was a good time. We're only doing 2-hand tag. There's no tackling happening.
No flags?
Nope.
Yeah.
I mean, if we had them, sure, but we don't. That'd be a lot of flags. We had like 12 people show up. It was a good game.
They probably sell them real cheap on Amazon. Get you a set.
All right. We'll talk about it next time you're on, if you're ever on again.
All right.
But it was a good time. Like I said, we had like 12 people show up. Then we got pizza afterwards. It was delicious.
What pizza?
Dewey's.
That's a good one.
Also went to Vic's during this time span. Also great pizza. One of the best in Ohio. Then I celebrated our friend Jason, his birthday, that night that we went and got pizza and did football.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Pins and tried out their new foot soccer thing. You sit on a table and then there's a cage that goes around your legs. And you have to try and kick it past each other. It's pretty cool.
Where is that at?
Pins.
Oh.
And besides that, got an EGD done, which is like a reverse colonoscopy. It goes down your throat. So that was a good time.
Fun.
Yeah. But that's all I've been up to.
That's it?
Yeah. I'm sure there's some other stuff that I missed, and some of it will come up later in the notes.
Yeah.
From what I got.
What about, are you not going to talk about your gaming? Or are you just going to talk about that later?
Oh, later, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll come up later. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
Anything random you want to talk about before we get into this?
No, nothing. Nothing coming to mind.
Okay. Let me look at one thing. All right.
That's fine.
Thank you, sir.
You think you'll maybe put the end card as a what do you call that? An outtake? My intro?
Oh, I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was already thinking about it. And if it doesn't happen, this will be funny now.
Yeah.
Because
Good.
it
What
could
the
be
hell are they
blank.
talking about?
Uh-huh. Have you ever heard of EHS, known as exploding head syndrome?
No. Sounds fake.
It's real.
Okay. But it's not like your head doesn't actually explode, right?
No. What it is, well, should I tell you what it is or what happened to me first? I'll let you decide to order.
Happened to you?
Yeah.
Well, explain what it is first. Then.
Okay. So, it's called an exploding head syndrome because, yeah, your head's not literally blowing up. But they call it that because you hear something in your sleep right as you fall asleep. And then you wake up and they call it exploding because most people hear explosions or gunfire. But you can hear different things. A lot of people hear knocking. And that's what I hear. And it's happened for probably the past 2 years. Not every night, but probably a handful of times a month. And it's not just I hear knocking. I like know that I just fell asleep, and then it sounds like the most realistic knock in the world. And I'm not paranoid or worried or any of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You probably know that from being around me.
Yeah.
So I'm not somebody that thinks like that, but it feels so real that I wake up and it takes like an hour and a half to fall back asleep because I'm like, I know somebody just knocked it. It feels that real.
Do you think Danielle's messing with you at first or something?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it was her or I don't believe in haunted stuff. But I was like, I know somebody knocked, so I thought that was maybe a possibility, even though I don't believe in it. Or I thought maybe it was like, I live in an apartment. I thought maybe people next door were knocking or something.
Yeah.
Because I know I hear a knock. But they said they don't know exactly what it is yet. And they said only 33% of people usually experience it. But they said they think it's when you start to fall asleep, all the neurons in your brain start to shut down. And instead of shutting down, they all shoot off at once. So that's the noise you're hearing in your head. And that's why it tricks you into thinking it's so real, because you are hearing it in your head. But outside your body, it's not actually happening.
Yeah.
But that's why it freaks you out so much. And even if you try and convince yourself, you're like, oh, I know nobody's there. Your brain's like, no, somebody's there, because your brain did hear it. And I said it's probably happened for like 2 years now. And that's why I didn't talk about it, because I was like, I'm going to sound like a fucking nutcase. And I know you can find anything online, but if you search it, it instantly comes up. And that's why I searched it. I didn't for a while, because I was like, I don't even know how to search this. And I started thinking about it.
This is self-diagnosed.
What's that?
You're self-diagnosed.
I am, but because they even say they've done a ton of clinical tests, and they don't know exactly why it happens. They just know it does. But I'm self-diagnosed, but not just from Reddit or a random thing. That's what I thought it would find. I thought I'd either find things that could potentially not be trustworthy, or like crazy conspiracy theorists, which there's definitely are those. Like there's people saying that's people from your past life talking to you, or demons, or a sign of things to come, which I don't know, could be true. But then there's Cleveland Clinic came up as one of the main ones, which obviously.
Yeah, that's the first result I got.
Yeah, so that's what made me trust it more, not just it was like a random thing.
At least you're not like some people who hear screaming.
Yeah.
That'd be terrifying.
Oh, yeah, that, I mean.
Or gunshots.
That's what I was going to say. Knocking is terrifying, especially because it seems like somebody could be right there. But, yeah, explosions, gunfire, or screaming, because that's what makes it so crazy. Your brain's telling you it's real, even though it's not. So normally if you think you hear an explosion, you're like, oh, that was probably something else.
Yeah.
But if your brain's telling you it's an explosion, then you're still going to believe it.
I hope this isn't something that, like, now that I know about, my brain's going to start doing.
That's why it's only 33%. Nobody talks about it. And
Jesus.
You're now the 34%. Make up for 1 whole percent there.
All right. That's fun.
You're welcome. I don't think I have anything else random. We could get to something we mentioned last week, our Twin Pilot album rankings, if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Since we talked last week, it was officially revealed that the album did come out that I was talking about being hinted at on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
I Am Clancy announced for
May 17th. Happy birthday to me.
Yeah, that's why I let you say it. And then we got a single with a music video.
Yeah.
Which is called Overcompensating. And you said you want to talk a little bit before our rankings here? Oh, you said you had some notes and.
No, that was just about the I Am Clancy video.
Oh, you don't want to talk about it, though?
Well, I didn't have anything for that because it hadn't come out.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But I said I would talk about it after we did the rankings.
All right, well, let's get into the rankings then. You want to start 6 to 1?
Number 6.
Should we go back and forth, like your 6, my 6?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Scaled and Icy.
That's what I got as well.
All right. I kind of figured.
I like Twin Pilots so much, not that I won't dislike something just because them, but I like them so much that it's hard for me to hate anything they've done unless they do something terrible. I still think it's a good album, and I think for other bands it'd be a lot better. It's just for them. I feel like it's not nearly as good of an album.
Yeah, the only album I actually dislike isn't on because we were just ranking the 6 like main albums. The one I really didn't like or listen to was the Mute Math version of, I think, Blurry Face or.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's cool, but I wouldn't.
I listened to it once. That was literally the only time I've ever listened to it. I was like, yep, I had enough of that. I know Nixon loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in between that. I
Yeah.
thought it was okay. All right, and we'll go 5?
Yep. Number 5, I had Trench.
Ooh.
I figured this might really deviate.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see when these came out, how you would have ranked them, because I feel like you're copping the hype of whatever the newest thing was the best at the time. And I was like, I feel this album's good, but I feel there's a lot better than this. With my rankings, I should have said I tried to rank them based off of my most fond times of them, because I feel like it's also, well, just to give away a little bit here going forward, Blurry Face, I feel like that album now, I feel like
What's your 6 or 5?
I'm going to get to that.
Oh. Wait.
But Blurry Face, I feel like, for example, that one, I feel like if I just think about it now, I would probably put it maybe at 5, and that's why I was getting at this.
Mm-hmm.
Because those songs became so big and so everywhere that I've heard them. Like some of my favorite songs, I stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear it now, I'm just like, ah.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's not fair to judge it based off of hearing it now. So I tried to rank them based off of my most fond times of them.
See, I just went off of which probably would have listened to the most. Like most listen time, I think, is what I tried to go off of.
No, I got you.
So.
But with that, my number 5 is 21 Pilots' self-titled album. I think the songs, I was going to put it much higher at first because the songs I like on this album I think are amazing.
Yeah.
But I think this album probably has the most songs out of any album that I'm just like, meh.
Really?
Yeah. Not that I dislike, but songs I just don't really care if I don't hear.
Yeah.
So that's why it's number 5 for me.
Gotcha. Number 4 for me was Blurry Face.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah. Any commentary you want to drop there? You don't have to.
I mean, Blurry Face was... I mean, I think that was probably the most shows I've seen. So I think, like, if you're talking fondness, like it probably ranks up there higher, just on the fact that like I've had more shows and experiences with it. And but I think overall, like I say, I just went off listen time, like looking through them, like, I listened like this album probably more times than this album, and kind of like that, like which. Like off the album, which songs I felt like were number ones for me.
I got you.
That's kind of how I went.
I hear you. So that's your number 4. My number 4 is Trench.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like looking back on this album, I think it's a little better than I thought, in the sense that, I mean, it's still relatively low, but I feel like when I compare it to these other ones, I thought maybe this was my least favorite at the time. You know, I said more I broke down that these albums. Well, Skill Nicely wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
And then 21 Pilots, the self-titled album. I'm like, if I really think about the album, I feel like there's only a handful of songs I love, and then a lot that I'm okay with. So that's why I put it at 4 there.
Yeah. All right. Number 3, I had self-titled.
I see. Anything you want to add? You don't have to. I just don't want to skip over.
No. I don't know. There's something about the album that just I really enjoyed. Like from start to just like every song for me is really highly ranked, I think. And I listen to it a lot. Like I used to jam to this, like literally just this playlist during my weekly. I'd have to do maintenance at the theater, and this was usually like one of my go-tos. I almost like burnt myself out on it actually by playing it so much. So I think that actually brought it down some because I kind of overplayed them, I think.
Yeah.
So
I hear you. Number 3 for me is Blurry Face. that's why I mentioned, like I did before, I try to think of the most fun times, because I think
Mhm.
this album, I like them so much that don't like hate any of their songs, and I'd still be fine if it played. But I think this album has the most songs that play where I'm just like, oh man, I've heard this so many times now that they're not as exciting. But thinking back, maybe not the first time I heard it, but the general time of listening to it a lot, I feel like these were some of my favorite songs. So
Yeah.
that's why it's number 3 for me.
Gotcha.
What's number 2 for you?
Number 2 is Vessel.
I thought this might be where it was a little different, but
The same for you.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just got so many bangers. You know, Ode to Sleep.
Yeah.
Car Radio, of course. House of Gold, I think, which was like his first like love song kind of thing, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Trees, which
Oh yeah.
such an amazing live show.
Yeah. I agree with all that. Our number ones are obviously the same.
Yeah.
Regional at best.
Yeah.
I feel this is obviously most I like Twin Pilots. That's number 1, but also this is when I first found them and first saw them live, and
I think Vessel was my first live show too.
yeah,
Which is pretty crazy.
yeah,
I didn't know about him. You're like, hey, come to this show with this band. I don't know about music.
that's what somebody did with me with Regional at Best, and I never even heard Twin Pilots at all. Not like a recorded thing or anything. I'm glad I didn't, because them coming out on stage.
Yeah.
If you see how they play now, it's so crazy because they played the same way when I saw them, and they couldn't sell out a 300-person venue.
Yeah. It was like
And
30 people.
yeah, I remember
playing Hearts Out.
coming home and telling my little sister and my parents. Sounds like I'm getting choked up, but not for that reason.
Oh.
I'm just actually getting choked up.
You can let it out.
And my eyes are watering too now. This is great. You know, I admit when I cry, though, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
But I remember coming home and telling them how good it was, and how these guys are going to blow up and be on MTV and WNCI, because MTV was the biggest thing at the time. And I remember them laughing at me, and they're like, play us some. And I was like, I don't, be hard to find, but I can. They're like, and they started laughing at it, and now, you know, my sister's one of the biggest fans, and
she probably wouldn't admit that, though, that this happened, right?
I think she would. I think she would say, yeah, but, or something, but I think she would admit it. And my dad, that only pretty much likes older music, loves Twin Pilots, and so it's weird how much it's changed. And they're not. There's definitely people like bandwagon just because they're popular. That's not how they are. They ended up liking them.
Yeah.
But it was interesting seeing them and just being able to instantly see how talented they were. Because not like I know music to go find it or anything. Like obviously people get paid millions to find talent like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought it was so impressive that even somebody like me could tell. And I'm also not somebody that every band I like, I'm like, oh, they're going to be the next big thing. There's plenty of bands I'm like, I don't know if they'll ever become a big thing, or I can see them getting a little popular. But yeah, they put on such a crazy performance that was so out of range for where they were playing. That I was like, these guys are going to be fucking huge, and they sounded so different.
Yeah. It's funny you say about your dad liking them so much, how, you know, he's older and still likes them. That's something I've noticed, like, pretty much everybody I've shown, regardless of their age or whatever, like, enjoys their music. It's like, it's kind of weird how they have such a unique style, but they seem to appeal to so many people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a hidden, some kind of a talent, or I don't know how they did it, but it worked out really well for him. So.
Yeah, it's especially surprising because their new song, Overcompensate, I showed him. I was like, yeah, they have a new song out. And he's like, is it good? I was like, I think so. I don't know if you're going to like it, because
it's really different.
Yeah, it's a pretty aggressive song and more rappy. I feel like he's seen Twin Pilots live. He knows they're like that. He doesn't like rap at all, and he still likes them. But it ended. I thought he was going to be like, oh, I didn't like that at all. And he's like, no, it's pretty good. And I was like, what the hell?
Even I, the first listen, was kind of like, didn't really know what to think. There was parts of it I liked, and parts I was like, I don't know about this. But rolling in that, definitely the more I've listened to it, the more I think I've starting to like it. I just gotta be careful though, because every single they usually release first out of album I ruin because I listen to it so many times. So I'm like, when I get the album out, it's like I just skip that song every time. So I do like, I'm gonna try and not overplay it, so that way I can like experience it as part of the whole album as opposed to just a single.
Yeah, like I said, I think that's what happened with a lot of the songs on Blurry Face for me, not just the singles, but how big they got.
Yeah.
And I didn't care they're big. I think it's cool how big they've gotten because I think they deserve it. But I think that's just naturally happen.
Yeah. I do wish they released more music.
Yeah.
I mean, at least once a year would be great. Be just lovely. Even if it's just singles, like a couple singles a year between big albums, but they're so into the lore. Like, I think that would mess with it, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
They want to.
But now he's back in it, so maybe it'll be more now, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe it was just an excuse to take a break, and they're like, our lore really matters.
Yeah, maybe. And it kind of seems like with this latest album, it seems like it's kind of coming to the end of the lore, right? Are you getting that vibe?
I could see that. I mean, I think it's really cool, and their production value is amazing, kind of like NF.
Yeah.
But
I wonder how much their budget is for that music video.
Yeah.
Or not even the music video, the I Am Clancy explanatory video.
I think that stuff's cool, but I don't get too deep into it because, as we talked about, it gets a little cringy with some of their audience. But for what it is, I think it's cool. Like I said, I try and separate things. I do think it's cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like I watch it and probably don't understand all of it, but also don't want to read 1,000 people's idea of what they think is happening. And
yeah. And that's one thing I liked a lot about the I Am Clancy video is like I'm not really into the lore all that much. So that him actually like spelling everything out, it kind of like ties together like a lot of the lyrics that he's like different things. You're like, you don't really know what that means, like Dima and all that. It's like, so him like spelling it all out, I think is helpful.
I think that's how you know a certain portion of the fan base is fucking nuts. Because did you see how upset a lot of them were about that?
No.
Oh yeah, there's people freaking out. They spelled it all out.
Really?
Dumbed it down for everybody. And
Yeah.
so, oh my god.
Fuck off. They want to be a part of the exclusive group that spent hours deciphering all the weird letters and backgrounds of videos. And I'm sure none of them had the whole thing right either.
Oh, like, yeah. But I'm sure all of them will tell you they did now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right. Anything else you want to say there?
I think we're 21 Pilots out.
All right.
If we did any more, we'd have to rename the show the 21 Pilots Podcast.
Comma with Taylor Swift.
Comma with Taylor Swift. And comma some games.
That's the new show. That's going to be quite the intro.
Yeah.
Anything from the weeks before that you want to talk about?
No.
I only have two things. I talked about buying NHL on PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Something I forgot to mention, like I said, it's pretty much Xbox. Just it throws me off because I've always played my sports games on Xbox, so it's pretty much the same thing. But the button layout, you have to know that it's X instead of A and all that, which just seems easy. But when you've done it your not whole life, but majority, that's a weird change. But something I didn't expect, and I think I don't know why they did it. The DualSense controller, the PS5 controller. You've used it before. You've seen how it has like the crazy features and like extra vibrating and all that.
Mm-hmm. Tracking.
I don't think they calibrated the vibrating, or they just didn't care, because it just fucking destroying your hand. It vibrates the entire game, but then just changes speeds. And thankfully you can change it. So I changed it to be minimal or whatever they called it. And it was more normal. Like when you got hit, it vibrate, or slap shot, or natural times. It was literally just vibrating the entire game. All the time.
Just like couldn't feel your hands after the game. It was like numb.
Yeah. Have you ever done? They used to have them at arcades. So
the hold on the.
It felt like
the
that.
Electric things. Yeah.
It felt like that. I was like, I cannot do this. And my friend that was playing with me, he played online, but I was like, "Are you feeling this?" And he's like, "I don't think it's too bad. It's just vibrating." I was like, "Oh my god, this is nuts! I gotta turn this down." I was gonna play like a couple games because I bought it, but I was like, I don't know if I can play this. But then I found the setting to change it. It was driving me nuts. And then the only other thing, you asked if the Pokemon company has put out anything more about Pal World and their claims against it. Couldn't find anything yet, so no new news there. But we can get in corrections, question, feedback. I know we had email. You want to read that?
We did. But I have a correction first.
Go for it.
I think the video is still blurry.
Still blurry?
Yeah, it's like fuzzy. I don't know if it's some of the camera or the lighting. I don't know. But
did you watch it right after it got uploaded?
No, I mean, it was 1080p.
Because I know even like you've probably seen that, top YouTubers when they first release it looks awful.
Yeah.
And it starts.
This from James. He was an early riser that day, 5:40 a.m. This was a while ago because this was for last week. So, sorry, James. Title is Free Samsung iPhone 19 Pro Max Plus. How's it going, guys?
Oh, good. How are you? Sorry. I'm used to being the opposite end.
No feedback or corrections, but I do have a question for you. With AI becoming more common, it's inevitable that some developers are going to use it for game development. What are your thoughts about that? Do you think some studios would try to use it to cut corners and replace people? Also, you can claim your free Motorola Galaxy 21 Premium at totallynotascam.com.
Yeah, he did this because if you don't remember.
I remember.
The clickbait.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. Thank you, James.
Thank you, James.
I feel like we probably feel very differently on this based off of some of the stuff you said last week.
Probably.
You can start if you want, though.
You can start.
Okay.
I'll be outraged first.
All right.
Did you get rid of the outrage segment?
Yeah, we can bring it back if you want, though.
We never did it, though.
No, we haven't, but...
Fake outrage, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just never understood how to do it. Stupid as that sounds.
Did you not understand, or you just couldn't put it together?
Well, I just could never find this. I get it. I just never could, come up with a scenario myself.
I hear you. I feel like we feel differently based off what you said, because I think you said, fuck all of them, bring on AI, or something like that. And I definitely don't think AI is the answer to everything. And I think we've seen AI fail many times already.
Yeah.
But I think people are taking, like most things, a strong stance on either side, like absolutely no AI or AI is the future and is going to save humanity.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like it's probably somewhere in the middle. And James asked if we think developers are going to start taking advantage of this to cost cut or to have less people working.
Yeah.
We already know that's happening. I put a couple examples. Pal World, we talked about that. There's a lot of things that point in the code, if you look at it, not that I figured it out, but other people have. But in the code that shows that they didn't create any of the creatures. They just gave a template of Pokemons, and then it spit those back out at them.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense if you look at
they're
the pals, as they call them.
Yeah, they're like disfigured Pokemon characters.
Yeah. So I think that form of AI, I don't think should be acceptable, that you can just completely copy something else and profit off it.
Call it your own.
Yeah, and I think it'd be one thing, like not you, but we've talked on podcasts multiple times about a game called Splitgate that is definitely a clear ripoff of Halo and Portal. But as far as I know, they didn't steal any assets, use any code, use AI. And I think the biggest part of it is they're very self-aware, and they say those are their favorite games, and they wanted to mix something together.
Yeah.
Pal's World, or Pal World, they're called Pals, that's why I always say it like that. But Pal World is acting like it's a wholly unique thing and just acting ignorant to the fact that there is something else that's like it, which I think they know there is, and that's why they're not doing it. So I think it's different if you're not being irreverent of what you're creating. But Pal World's example, a game that I talked about in here a few times, I really like the finals is an example. The announcer in the game is AI. It's not a real human. So I won't lie. To me, I thought it was well done. When I learned that, I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy, and made me believing a little bit, but then somebody pointed it out, and I started noticing that the announcer's not always right and starts saying stuff wrong or not accurate. I think it's because he's trying to line up with the coding of the game and then can't always keep up with it. Foam Stars, a game that I've been looking forward to playing on PlayStation. I haven't played it myself yet, like I said, but so I don't know exactly what the AI is doing in there, but I've heard a lot of people having issues with how much they've benefited from using AI. But that's the negative side of it. Like I said, I'm not completely no or yes. I feel like that's the negative end. The positive end, I feel like I don't think it should be something to just wholly create a game, but I think it's definitely something you should use on top of creativity. And I think that's the biggest part of the negative side of AI is that the creativity is just coming from AI, and that's weird to me because right now, I mean, AI isn't even real AI. It's just you put it into a computer and spitting shit back out at you. Yeah. It's not actual artificial intelligence. It's just you're giving to it, and then it shows something back to you.
Yeah.
And that's why Palworld probably did do that because it makes complete sense because it spits it back at you. It's not actually creating things. So that seems like a real weird way to do that. But I think there's plenty of benefits to AI that, since that is how it works, for like to spit things back out at you that to streamline development for the developers or to get past the parts that are probably like mundane for them and they have to take so much time doing it, like background shit and actual creation of the game. I feel like there's probably a lot that AI could do for them to help out. So that's why I feel like I don't have a strong stance on it completely.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, everyone's going to be using it to streamline things. Like, my cousin, I was talking to him it was a few weeks ago, but he was in town from college, and he was talking about, I was like, well, how things going? He's like, oh, it's going pretty good. Like, you know, he's like, I don't know how anybody got through college without ChatGPT. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I was like, I feel like that's what you said when I was in school. I was like, I don't know how anybody got through school without Google. Mm-hmm. So apparently just ChatGPT has filled that niche for. So anyway, so he was telling me about how like pretty much every professor knows everyone's using it.
There's a whole episode on South Park about this.
Is there?
Oh yeah.
And how each teacher, I guess, has like a different like policy around it. Like some allow it for like certain things, like they'll let you use it for like homework. Some will let you do like use it like on tests. Like it's crazy. I don't know. But anyways, like I guess he said one class, it was a coding class cause I think he's going to like data science or something like that. And one of them was like a coding class for like displaying data in some obscure coding language. And apparently like it was only like a specific part of the class was this, but the teacher's pretty much, yeah, if you want to use ChatGPT to get through this part, I don't really care. So like he didn't even really learn any of the assignment. He just like typed in like, I want this data to show up like this, and then in this code, and then it just read it for him, and he like tweaked it. So obviously it's a thing, and people are going to use it to take shortcuts. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. If it can get rid of some of the mundane stuff, the background stuff, and help games come out faster and let people be more creative, I think that's a good thing. One thing I'm excited to see it being used for is there was like a prototype when all this was really blown up, was like it was kind of like a city walker, like somebody's walking around and you could like go and talk. You'd like voice a text, like you could talk to like random NPCs on the street. You could have actual conversations with them, and that was kind of neat, you know. So it kind of opens up where like a more immersive world where like it's something a developer could add and not necessarily spend a lot of time on. You know, they don't have to code 1,000 lines of dialogue. They can just say, all right, let a learned language model take care of the background of that. So stuff like that, I think there's promise. One game, I forget the name of it. I think it was a Flash game from probably the early aughts, and it was like you show up to like a house party with like, I think her name was like Chip and some woman. I don't remember their names, but you show up you like knock on their door, and then like it's like interactive. Like you can type stuff to them, and like they would react to what you were saying. So you could say like "fuck off," and they'd like kick you out, and then it'd be like game over. And there was like a whole bunch of like you had to say the right phrases and stuff, and you could like go through like different paths of the game to like find different endings. Like one ending, like you broke them up. One ending, you got them to stay together. They were fighting a lot, and one ending, like I think you like end up like pretty much falling in love with his wife or whatever, and like start making out with her, and then I think like you get them to divorce or whatever. And so I think of that, and I think of what it could be now with like a learned language model with so many, because I know a lot of times you type stuff and it would just like give you like, they just be like, huh, what was that? And like, because obviously they can't code for everything that you're doing, so I think stuff like that is kind of exciting. Open up more dialogue options without a lot of extra effort.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it's positive and negatives. I think that is a good potential positive. I think there's definitely potential negative in that too, like something like Fallout or Mass Effect or these massive worlds that there is tons of dialogue and choices. And I could definitely see somebody like that doing it in one of those games.
Yeah.
And when it's not something that's more experimental, or that the point of it is the randomness or doing that, I could see them thinking that AI is just going to be able to learn the conversation throughout the game, and maybe it could some of the time.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would always keep up with that.
No. Yeah, I could definitely see where it could degrade the game in some ways, you know, with obviously just because you have more dialogue doesn't mean it's a better thing.
Yeah.
So, and I get that too. So, but it'd be interesting to see what people can do and kind of integrate it seamlessly, I guess, and thoughtfully, not just paste it in because it's AI.
Yeah. Yeah, I know James asked if we think developers are going to take advantage of it, and like I said, there's already developers doing that. And like you said, I think everything's trending into that way, not just games. So I think it's only going to become more common. But like I said, I hope it's just done in the right ways and smart ways, and the creativity is not lost. Because I think there's positives with all the negatives we've seen, which we'll get more into with the games industries and layoffs and lack of creative games and the repetitiveness and the copycat nature of games.
Yeah.
That
remakes.
Yeah. That I hope, if they could save so much money from people not working, not necessarily that means they have less people working there, but that gives them more time to be creative and to work harder and to have other things working for them.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the plus side of it that I hope happens. Just seems like with most things, not just games, but in general, the good things get taken advantage of in the wrong way. So I just hope this isn't one of them.
Like they say, if your only tool's a hammer, everything's a nail. So
I'm always saying that. Any other questions, question, or feedback?
No, sir.
All right, we can send those to currentbackloggers@gmail.com, and it's time for a little bit of news.
Alrighty. Hopefully you're feeling newsy today, bud, because we got a lot of news.
Oh, I said a little. Whoops.
We're gonna do what did I say? 35 articles, I think.
I think so.
35 articles, 6,029 words. So here we go. Kicking off with good old Xbox. Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush physical releases will be handled by a limited run in wake of Xbox commitment to discs. Today's breaking news shakes up the console gaming world as two once exclusive Xbox titles, Pentiment and Hi-Fi Rush, are spreading their wings to other platforms. Obsidian and Bethesda, the studios behind these games, have made a significant announcements. Obsidian revealed that Pentiment will hit Nintendo Switch, PS4, and PS5 tomorrow, which is actually like last week, February 22nd, with a physical edition available for order immediately, but notably excluding Xbox for now. Bethesda, on the other hand, disclosed that Hi-Fi Rush will land on PlayStation 5 March 19th, with a physical edition planned for Xbox, PS5 versions although launch details are still under wraps. Limited Run Games steps in to handle both physical releases, with Pentament's physical edition priced at $34.99 and available for a limited time starting tomorrow, February 2nd, until March 24th. Only 20 days as of the recording this. The news arrives hot on the wheels of Xbox boss Philly Boy. Affirmation of support for physical media amidst speculations about digital-centric shift for the Xbone brand.
Jesus.
These developments mark a significant shift as Xbox first-party games, including Grounded by Obsidian and Sea of Thieves by Rare, are now venturing beyond their console exclusivity to embrace multi-platform releases.
Have any thoughts before I go?
Long live the disc.
Hell yeah. Long live the disc. First off, it's interesting that the physical editions don't have Xbox when that's where these games originally came out on.
That is funny.
And this is actually something I forgot to mention last week, but I knew it would come up here, is these were the games that, two of the games that were presumed to be the 4 games that Microsoft said would be coming to other platforms, which is obviously Switch and PlayStation. But the part I forgot to mention, because we had a feeling it'd be these 4 games, these 2 being 2 of the 4, that they'd be announced at a Nintendo Direct that was coming up, or PlayStation event or something, because they said Philly Boy, as you call them.
Philly Boy.
Said that they didn't want to say what games because they wanted the creators to have that moment. So that sounded like they probably code for they already have deals locked up with other people and they have to show it at Nintendo Direct or whatever it is. And I actually haven't watched that Nintendo Direct. There's 2 game trailer events that IGN did and a couple other things that I think about just doing a stream even though I'm behind and talk about them because I don't have any of that in our news because it's just way too much to go over all those games that were announced and everything. But I know I've seen a little bit from that, and I know one of these games was announced at the Nintendo Direct, so that's where this comes from. So that's part of why I put it in here to get back to that. But also interesting, like I said, that it's an Xbox game or Xbox games, and that it's not physical on Xbox, but it is on PlayStation and Nintendo, I'm guessing.
Sorry, I was like up here reading to the microphone up here, but my laptop's down here. I was like, this hurt my head. Next article, I forgot. The last article was from IGN, and the next article is from IGN, and pretty much the next 7 articles are just IGN. So
Ryan got really upset for the podcast. You guys didn't see it, but he's very upset about how much IGN there was.
This one from IGN says Phil Spencer says Xbox is supportive of physical media amid rumors of shift to digital-only business. In a recent interview with GameFile, Xbox head Phil Spencer addressed, when are we going to get in the interviews with these big wigs?
When are we?
Yeah, when are we going to nail them down for a hard-hitting, fast-paced interview?
I would say never, but I've never heard of GameFile in my life, so maybe soon.
Let's do it, dude.
GameFile probably has like a billion views or something. After I just have never heard of them.
Phil Spencer addressed more rumors about Xbox moving towards a fully digital platform. Spencer emphasized that while gaming consoles are one of only few consumer electronic devices with physical drives, challenges in manufacturing and costs are real concerns. He clarified that Xbox does not rely solely on digital sales and that eliminating physical games is not a strategic move at this time. Spencer also explained that recent layoffs within Microsoft were part of team realignment across ZeniMax, Activision, and Xbox, not a move to eliminate physical game production capabilities.
It's interesting, though, that the article right before that is those games were never physical on Xbox, and they're having an outside company doing it and not on Xbox.
Yeah.
So
one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, so I hope that's true because I think you should always have a choice to buy either, but definitely one of those things that seems to be going digital.
I think it's only a matter of time before everything is.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want you to own anything anymore, you know?
GameFile, I think it's a new website, but I know the guy that started is Steven Totillo, who's been in the games industry forever, so that's probably why. Even though it's not a well-known site,
He's just been around. He knows. He probably knows Phil by first name.
Yeah, bingo.
Next one, IGN. Crash 4 developer Toys for Bob is officially going indie. Amidst a backdrop of industry instability, several studios are taking control of their own destinies. Saber Interactive, Gearbox, and now Crash Bandicoot developer Toys for Bob are reportedly breaking free of corporate ties. Toys for Bob announced its departure from Activision and Microsoft in a blog post, revealing plans to transition into indie development to reclaim its nimble roots. Despite losing access to beloved IPs like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, the studio expressed hope for potential partnerships to continue their legacy. The move comes amidst broader industry changes, with 86 employees let go earlier this year at Xbox and the closure of Toys for Bob's physical studio in Novato, California. Speculation suggests the studio's independence may have been a strategic move to ensure long-term viability. Founded in 1989, Toys for Bob has a storied history, creating Star Control series and Disney-licensed titles before joining Activision in 2005. Under their tenure, they developed hits like Skylanders, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, and Crash Bandicoot 4. So that's sad. They lose some of their IPs out of that.
Yeah, it's sad. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. That part's definitely sad, and I think they've done a great job with them.
Yeah.
So it's sad to see that. We talked about them, I think it was last week, because there was rumors of them being shut down.
Yeah.
And then they did shut down the physical studio, which also I don't know what that means, because they had layoffs. They shut down the physical studio, so there's just random people around the country that are going to work remotely on this.
Or are they going to open up a new studio somewhere?
Maybe, but I mean, if they're worried about going under and they said they do this to cost cut, I feel like couldn't open a physical studio.
Well, it could have been Microsoft code words for like, we just don't want to pay these people anymore. We just want their IPs and put them under.
Yeah, I hope so, because I think they're clearly very talented.
Yeah.
I think it's probably you're gonna have to show you're a lot more your talent to get something wholly unique out there, because you had the benefit of some of the games like biggest franchise are most well known. They're not really the biggest anymore, but like those are franchises everybody knows. So I feel like that definitely helped them a lot, and it sucks to think Xbox could have had them stay there and do those franchises, but as we talked about, they're probably just going to get morphed into a Call of Duty support studio. So I'd rather at least see their talent go somewhere else and create new things, since they're obviously very talented. I don't know if it's going to be successful without the IP behind it, but I hope they are.
I feel like that'd be a good South Park episode, just like them like starting a game studio and then getting bought by Xbox, and then them just like having to deal with the need for another Call of Duty. I feel like that'd be funny.
Yeah, I feel like this was everybody's main worry with Microsoft getting them, is that they just cared about Call of Duty and the mobile end of it. I feel like I tried to be on the more optimistic side about, man, look at all this IP they have.
Money.
And I was like,
capital.
There's no way they're not going to take advantage of having all these giant franchises everybody loves, but seems like it's going that way. I don't know if Crash and Spyro and all these things are just not going to happen again.
I know.
Can't imagine that. But
so how does that work? Since they obviously had the IP before they got bought out, I guess when they got bought out, they sold the IPs to Microsoft, and then
they were owned by Activision.
So
were
they?
Yeah, okay. Activision probably owned the IP, and then Microsoft got it because they bought Activision.
Yeah. That makes sense. Last Xbox article. Xbox Partner Preview event announced with 30 minutes of third-party games coming to Xbox and PC. Microsoft has announced its next Xbox Partner Direct scheduled for Wednesday, March 6th, which is in a couple days here. This 30-minute event detailed in the Xbox post will exclude any first-party titles like Fable or The Outer Worlds 2. While no specific games were mentioned, upcoming titles like Capcom's Kunitsugami? No idea.
Sounds like could be right.
Kunitsugami? Path of the Goddess Insurgent Studios' Tales of Kenzera Zao were hinted at. What the fuck is this? This marks the second digital event by Xbox this year following January's Developer Direct, which showcased projects like Indiana Jones and The Great Circle. Notably, this partner direct comes after Xbox's recent business update, allowing some first-party exclusives to release on other consoles.
Got anything here?
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Well, we get another showcase, which is exciting. I feel like this is going to be very lackluster, being 30 minutes.
And all non-first-party stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is that it seems like, with the exception of Nintendo, which is funny, PlayStation and Xbox just keep showing off other people's games, and I'm wondering, are you going to ever have games or show off your own games, or not really much point of having exclusives if you're just going to release other people's games all the time?
Other people's games on other people's platforms.
Yeah, going off of that, there's...
We got to stay on that, bud. We got a tight schedule.
Future Games Show, which is normally part of our E3, is announced for Thursday, March 21st at 4 p.m. our time. There'll be over 40 Xbox, PS5, Switch, and PC games. And I meant to look up the history of this show. We've watched every year, but these shows blend together when we're watching 12 of them a year. I can't remember if this is one of the decent ones that showed stuff or not, but another press conference to look forward to and hopefully see something. And maybe that's why, hopefully, some of these exclusives haven't been at these events, because they're tied to this. I have one other thing here. Game Pass is still trailing PlayStation Plus. The Game Pass number is now at 34 million subscribers. And PlayStation, they haven't announced theirs since March 2023, but they were at 47.4 million.
Wow.
Which is, yeah, it's crazy to think about, because I feel like
Game Pass is the better deal.
Oh, I think it definitely is. And I think PlayStation Plus is a great deal, but no, I think Game Pass for sure is, especially every first-party exclusive going there immediately.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing people buy, besides like Call of Duty and the major games, which that is technically first-party now anyways, just not exclusive. Yeah, I feel like that, and I feel like that's why sometimes it's hard to see the broader picture, because I feel like most of our friends prefer Xbox, and it seems like a lot of people do around us.
Yeah.
I feel like you think Xbox is just killing it. But the fact that PlayStation Plus was known for years and years to be like way beneath Xbox, and at the beginning of it was a fucking joke, because Xbox got such a jump start on knowing the future of games being on the internet and everybody playing them, and then the future of Game Pass and all these things. So PlayStation was so far behind, so it's crazy the fact that now it's 34 million to 47.4 million, and now it's March 2023.
10 million gap.
So that could have changed, but if anything, you think it'd probably go up. I would guess it's around there, but potentially up or down. But I don't think it'd be down to 34 million.
No.
And that does include every tier of PlayStation Plus, but also Game Pass. This includes, there's no Xbox Live Gold anymore. There's Game Pass Core, I think they call it, and that's included in this number. So
is that the free version?
Not the free version, but it's a version. They got it so complicated now. I think it's a version that you don't get Game Pass, but you still get access to everything, like the online play and all that, if I remember right.
Because there's a free version of PlayStation Plus, right?
Not anymore.
There isn't? Okay.
Yeah. It used to not just be a free version. It was completely free. That's how far behind Xbox they were, that they made it free to try and get people. And
yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, even then.
You used to pay to get online for Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, and PlayStation. Yeah, let's remember that.
But there's a reason that Xbox was so much better online. Well, obviously that they have Microsoft behind them, so they have years and years of experience, and they're a software company. PlayStation's mainly a hardware company. But that, and then just getting so ahead of it, that's why PlayStation made it free, and that's why it's crazy how much of a elite there is now. The only other thing I have here for Xbox is Dead Island 2 Surprise launched on Game Pass. So, yeah, some actual exciting news for Xbox.
Fun. I don't think I played Dead Island. I never played Dead Island 2.
I haven't yet either, so yeah, it works out for me.
Oh.
Did you like Dead Island?
Yeah, it was fun.
Huh, you always hate zombies. I'm surprised you like it.
That was a good one.
No, I agree. I think it's fun.
If that's one thing I'm remembering, there's a lot of zombie games.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an overdone genre. Yeah, it's kind of cartoony. Yep. Yeah, I played that. It's fun. All right. Speaking of Sony kicking Xbox's ass, let's talk about Sony.
All right.
Segue.
You're the best at those.
Sony plans to let PlayStation VR2 owners, quote, access PC. Sony's announced plans to allow PSVR2 owners to access additional games on PC alongside titles that have been available on PS5. The move aims to enhance game variety and accessibility for users. However, specifics regarding how this PC support will be implemented remain unclear. Third-party drivers like Ivory and Trinus enabled the original PlayStation VR to work on PC, but PSVR2's single USB-C cable design presents challenges. It's speculated that a custom hardware adapter may be required for PC support. As most PC graphics cards lack USB-C ports, alternatively, Sony might opt for streaming from PC to PS5 over a home network. Further details are awaited. From Sony.
What do you think?
I don't get what the issue is, because I feel like most things can, like most of the headsets can link to PCs and they don't need a cable. Right?
Yeah, I think they're probably designed with that in mind. No,
Yeah.
PlayStation designs or PSVR is designed specifically to work with PlayStation.
Yeah. I'm always for being more open source, and obviously something like a VR headset's an expensive item that would suck just to be stuck to ecosystem like that, you know? If you want to get on your PC with it or do other things with it, I think it's always a good thing to open that up.
Yeah, I think especially with the struggles it seems like the PlayStation VR is having, because PlayStation hasn't supported it well at all.
Yeah.
Because the tech, a lot of people say, might be the best VR unit yet. So I think it's smart to.
Better than Apple Vision Pro?
Well, I think people are considering that AR, but even then, I feel like it's not very game oriented at least yet. So I feel like people are thinking about it differently. But I think that it's definitely, really cool that they're doing it. I think wired would definitely be the way to go. I mean, both would be great. If you can get both of them, it's best to have choice.
Yeah.
But as far as connectivity, especially that they didn't design it in nature of connected to PC, I feel like it's just going to be a mess and real laggy. So yeah, obviously I prefer wireless if it works seamlessly. I just can't see it, especially when you add it on as a thing later. I don't see it working seamlessly.
Yeah.
So I think wired would be a lot more stable. But I hope it does happen. I think it would be a really cool feature. I think it's kind of just a bonus for people that have PSVR, though. I don't think that's going to get many more people to buy PSVRs on PlayStation. I definitely don't think it's going to get people to buy PSVR if they only play PC, even if it is the best tech. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of if you want to use VR with PC, it's pretty much Steam has got that locked down.
Yeah.
So, sad news from Sony. They're laying off 900 PlayStation employees. Sony's PlayStation division is undergoing significant restructuring, resulting in the layoff of approximately 900 employees, which accounts for about 8% of its global workforce. The layoffs affect various PlayStation studios, including Insomniac Games, Naughty Dog, Guerrilla Games, and Firesprite. Sony is also closing its London studio responsible for PlayStation VR games and making reductions in Firesprite. The decision comes after discussions on economic landscape, changes in product development and distribution, and a focus on long-term sustainability. Sony President Jim Ryan emphasized that the necessity of these tough decisions to ensure continued growth and delivery of quality experiences. Employees across the Americas, EMEA, whatever that is, Japan, and APAC regions will be impacted, with different timelines and procedures based on local laws and regulations.
Some more great news. Just a lot of layoffs and
Yeah.
a whole lot of them.
That's a lot. Almost 1,000 people.
Wonder how many PlayStation has that relative though. That's
Well,
that's a shit ton
it's
of
about
people.
8%.
Oh,
of
8%. I was gonna say it probably. I mean that sucks for
So-
anybody, but it's crazy how many people these companies have that.
They probably have about 10,000 employees.
Yeah. And yeah, extra good news there that they're shutting down.
The PlayStation VR studio.
Yeah, and they've created some of the best VR games on PlayStation, so it's not like they've done terrible work. So
Yeah.
not a great sign for PlayStation VR.
Probably just the lack of headset sales, I'm guessing. It's probably the least impacted as far as like number of consumers.
Yeah, I just feel like eventually you're going to have to learn to not release stuff, though, or you're going to have to go all in on supporting it because they released it or reviewed amazingly well.
Mm-hmm.
They put out a couple games that had good reception, and then they just rely on third party, and third parties aren't going to make shit for something that isn't selling well.
Yeah.
So,
like, who came first, the chicken or the egg?
yeah.
Yeah. Another IGN article. Sony reportedly cancels Twisted Metal live service game as part of mass layoffs. Sony reportedly canceled an unannounced Twisted Metal. What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Tell me.
It just repeated itself and it's funny.
Oh. Sony has reportedly canceled an unannounced Twisted Metal live service game as part of its recent mass layoffs. What? Stop laughing at me. The game was in early development at UK Studios Firesprite, which was affected by the job cuts. The cancellation occurred as the game, quote, wasn't yet greenlit. Twisted Metal is a vehicle combat franchise that originated on the PS1. PS1, sorry.
You knew that. Get out of here.
No, the way they have it in one word, it looked like P-Zone. Really, it did. PS1. There we go. Shouldn't there be a space there?
There is.
No, in this there was not. PS1, but hasn't been a new entry since the PlayStation 3 era. The cancellation comes amidst a significant round of layoffs affecting around 900. Yeah, we know that. The same studios I just talked about. KCPU's editing the article. The decision to cancel project is described as part of a reevaluation of quote, how we operate, with emphasis on allowing creative experimentation. Sony's recent cut coincide with ongoing difficulties in the gaming industry. These actions come after Sony's admission that PS5 sales during the crucial holiday quarter failed to meet expectations.
I was just looking at the P-Zone. That's why I was heading it.
The what?
The P-Zone.
P-Zone. Yeah, and they spelled out one. Since when do you do that? AI. Thanks, AI.
Oh, shit. Were you ever a Twisted Metal guy?
I'd never heard of it.
You never even heard of it?
No,
I bet if you
could look it
picture,
up, I
you'll
might
know.
notice it.
I bet maybe if I tell you there's a clown and he's in a clown truck. Not doing anything for you. There's a guy that has wheels on his arms.
No.
Vehicle combat. It's fucking awesome.
This doesn't look familiar at all.
I feel like this could have been a refreshing game to have, especially on PlayStation. Now, it's no more.
Apparently, it's still playable on PS5.
The last one.
The original.
Oh, yeah, they re-released it or
remake.
ported it over or whatever.
Yeah, I've never played this game before.
Oh, it's awesome. And it's a very
Not
good TV
Austin
show
anymore.
on the cock.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Check it out if you haven't seen it on the cock.
I won't.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, on to Nintendo.
Woo!
And we're on to the layoffs. There's nothing on Nintendo.
No, there
Apparently.
was a Pokemon presentation.
Pokemon.
Keep going.
I don't know the rest.
They announced a new Pokemon game. Pokemon.
Did you put this? I thought you put this in agnostic news. Did you not?
I don't think so.
Pokemon.
This game very redundant. Pokemon Legends Z through A, which I don't know if that means just one Pokemon game or if it's Z and A and they put it weirdly. I could care less about Pokemon unless something drastically changes. I haven't sincerely played Pokemon in over a decade.
Really?
Yeah, the only Pokemon things I've cared about seem to center around the old Pokemon, like the Pokemon Go the first couple years it was out, because it had the original Pokemon. Once they added more, I didn't really care. Or laptops should at least be on silent.
Laptops?
I think it's your laptop.
That's my phone.
Phone should definitely show. I thought you knew that, though.
Danielle, if you could please stop tagging me. Thank you.
But all your fucking devices over here.
Devices. But you gotta be connected.
That's right.
As part of... Never mind.
Yeah, so I also bought Pokemon Snap, the new one, but that was nostalgia from the old game. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, I think it's called, but that was a remake of the old ones. I like the old show, so noticing a trend here, everything centers around the old Pokemon.
Remakes.
I can't.
Yeah, there's nothing original ever about them, is there?
The new ones, you mean? Like
Yeah.
the ones, no, yeah. That's part of the issue. They kept doing the same thing, and I think that's why they're running out of characters. I don't want to say for sure, but I saw a Pokemon that looked like it was an angry trash can. I think I said something like, what is his name? Like Trashmon? And Dave said it was like ridiculous close to that, like Garbathon or something. And he's like, yeah, because he's a garbage can. Oh my God.
That's great.
These fucking Pokemon.
Well, to be fair, they have like 7,000 of them. So it's like,
yeah.
at some point you just got to run out.
No, that's why I should have stopped. And I know you can technically get all the Pokemon, but it seems like almost like a live service in the game now to get all of them.
You gotta spend
before it was a challenge, but it was very realistic if you won.
Yeah,
if you
spend
were willing
years
to do
now
it.
in one game.
Yeah, and by then you're already behind on your next Pokemon games.
Yeah.
And they don't iterate much on them. They're like worse than Madden, I've heard, as far as what they do. And Madden at least has an excuse for that. It'll be interesting to see how it sells with. I feel like it's kind of like the Xbox thing we talked about, where the perception seems like nobody cares about Pokemon, but Pokemon's just getting more and more popular. It's ridiculous. And that combined with how people are freaking out about Power World and talking about how Pokemon needs to step it up to see if Pokemon actually does change something.
Probably not.
I feel like, they probably don't change much, and I bet you it's one of the best-selling games. And one of the best games of one of the best-selling games of the year, and probably one of the best Pokemon-selling games ever.
Yeah.
I feel like games like Power World, it's successful and cool to see a story like that, but I feel like that's like a flash in the pan and just goes by. Pokemon
I feel like
so much relevance.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Sony layoffs, we got some more layoffs here from IGN.
Your favorite?
Life is Strange. True Colors Studio Deck 9 lays off 20% of staff. Deck 9, the studio known for its work in the Life is Strange series, including Before the Storm and True Colors. Life is Strange, True Colors Studio Deck. What the fuck did the AI do to this? I feel like I'm having a seizure right now. I'm stroking out. It's literally... it's saying the same shit over and over. It says the Studio 9 lays off 20% as well... 20% of the staff, as well as The Expanse, a Telltale series, had laid off 20% of its staff. Something happened here funny. It just keeps saying over and over, they just laid off 20% of the staff, 20% of the staff. Here, it stops saying it here. It says they've laid off roughly between 100 and 300 staffers.
I'll tell you what happened there.
Yeah.
I copied that 3 times, put it throughout the article.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I left the original article down at the bottom. If you want, but I feel like we're getting the gist of it here anyways.
20%. Jesus Christ. I was like, what's happening? I did not.
See how many times you go through. Wait a second.
Wait a second. All right. Well, and then EA, did you fuck this article too, you fucking chunch?
Just that one.
EA to lay off around 670 workers, sunsetting games, moving away from future licensed IP. Electronic Arts has announced a mass layoff affecting approximately 5% of its global staff.
5%, and it was almost 700 people.
CEO Andrew Wilson stated that EA is responding to the, quote, accelerating industry transformation, a.k.a. the COVID bubble is popping, where player needs and motivations have blah, 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 innovation and creativity. And changes are largely to be completed by next quarter. Wilson acknowledges uncertainty and challenges. The announcement adds the ongoing wave of mass layoffs. Yeah, there's nothing really here except they're laying people off.
Did you read the part about Star Wars? Did I miss that? Or did your AI cut that out?
Layoffs will impact various teams across EA, with support teams being largely affected. However, some developers will be also impacted, with EA transitioning them onto other projects where possible. It doesn't say anything about Star Wars.
Well, it said that they canceled Respawn's announced FPS of a Star Wars game, a first-person shooter Star Wars game, which a lot of people are thinking, I think we talked about last week, the Mandalorian game that was rumored, a lot of people are thinking that that was it. So the game that I was hyping up and hoping for last week is apparently canceled now. And Respawn, creators of Titanfall and Apex, one of the best, I think, shooting studios around, mechanic-wise. So it'd been fucking awesome to see them do that, and
yeah,
that's no more.
That would be exciting.
And I know everybody hates on EA, and I know people hate on licensed games. I actually like EA, and I think they've done some of the better job licensing games. So I think that sucks. And
also says they'll be planning on moving away from development of future licensed IPs and will double down on its own franchises and sports offerings.
Yeah, and really doubling down on games of service and live
massive
service.
Online communities.
Yeah, which I, on one hand, I get because Apex is one of them. It just fucking pours in money.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if, I think, if that could lead to more variety. That's just pouring in endless money that goes into some of these other
stuff.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, that one makes a lot of money. Let's just make more of that.
Yeah, I feel like this is what happens with every successful thing in games, and then it bursts.
Backfires.
So.
Yeah. Also, sorry, bud, but they're shuttering 2 mobile games, F1 Racing and MLB Tap Sports.
That is sad.
So sad. I'm surprised. Typically, mobile games do really well as far as making lots of microtransactions.
Yeah, especially those kind of games.
Yeah. Well, time to take your sad hat off and put on your agnostic hat. We're moving on to agnostic news.
All right.
Starting off with Variety. Disney strikes deal for Sony to take over its DVD. Did we already talk about this?
I don't think so.
I'm almost positive we did. I'd almost bet you on it.
I had to think about it when back. I said I don't think so. I didn't say no way, but I don't think so.
But see, the problem is you delete all the old articles off this, so I can't go back and look real easy.
Oh, can you imagine if I didn't? How
No,
confused
I
you would be
mean,
in what you'd read?
I mean, you just create a new document every time, you know?
Could if you want.
Like
Maybe
every week.
just delete them.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Disney strikes deal for Sony to take over DVD and Blu-ray business. Sony will handle manufacturing, distribution, and marketing of Disney DVDs, Blu-ray disc, and other physical media in the U.S. and Canada. Disney will retain control over its digital media offerings, such as premium video on demand. While this impacts on Disney workforce remains uncertain, the studio is expected to reevaluate its physical entertainment support functions. Despite the shift, Disney aims to maintain its presence in physical and retail and respond more efficiently to consumer demand. The move comes amid a continued decline in physical disc sales driven by the industry shift towards streaming. Notably, retailers like Best Buy have discontinued DVD and Blu-ray sales, reflecting the changing landscape of home entertainment. I didn't realize they did that.
Yep. Yeah. Best Buy looks like a wasteland now, and I don't know how much longer they're going to make it because I feel like that's their. Yeah, I feel like that's their main driving point is physical media. I know they have big sellers like the laptops, the weird shit they do now with like fridges and whatnot.
Oh yeah, they actually have some really good deals. Like I don't know if it's just because they're trying to get in the market, but like I was pricing some appliances, and like surprisingly, they were the cheapest.
I feel like that will only get them so far though, because movies and games, people want these all the time. If you get a fridge, you're set. I get there's always somebody that needs it, but that's just a dwindling audience. That person doesn't need it, and then there's more stores they can go to. I feel like you need the people that come in regularly just to look at stuff and then buy stuff anyways. I don't think they can survive just off of big sales. But maybe we did talk about this. I don't remember if we did, and I thought this was cool to see. And
feels familiar.
Maybe we did. Hey, if you guys know, comment. Let us know. Let us know the minute marker
down below.
Because you said there's no way to know without news. Just rewatch the whole episode. It's not very long.
No.
Okay. But I thought this was cool and kind of crazy to see Sony and Disney combining for it. But I think it's cool to see. Digital is definitely the way it's going, but I think you should always have a choice. So as long as they can hold on to that, I think it's a good idea. Yeah. I know Cody's all about his physical, so
no.
But it's ironic because he hates Disney, so it's a kind of conflicting thing here.
Well, it's Sony that's doing it.
No, I know, but they're only going to make Disney movies with that, so it's not like he cares. But I'm not saying he would praise Disney. Yeah, if anything, he'd blame Disney and make fun of him.
Next article from Bounding into Comics. Ubisoft CEO defends, quote, $70 service Skull and Bones as a quadruple A game that will deliver in the long run. The first sentence is a repeat, so I won't read it again. Guillemot defended the price point due to the game's quality. Quote, you will see that Skull and Bones is a full-fledged game. It is a very big game, and we need people to feel... we feel that people will really see how vast and complete that game is. So it's really a full AAA, quadruple A game that will deliver in the long run. Despite the premium price and inclusion of live service elements like battle passes and seasonal events, concerns were raised about the potential impact on its player base size. Critics note development issues, lackluster gameplay in comparison to other pirate-themed titles like Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and Sea of Thieves. Some find the game dated and lacking in depth, with frustrations over its live service model and lack of risk in gameplay. Despite its troubled development history, including multiple delays and reported reboots, Skull and Bones is set for release on February 16th. And it actually has released since. Have you heard about this debacle?
I haven't heard about this article.
Oh, really?
But I heard all about this game. This game was announced like probably 10 years ago by now. It's delayed so many times. And I heard it actually came out and was surprisingly not a train wreck. People think it's good. But the issue... Yeah, but still the issue is it's just good. After like 10 years, that's not really enough to... You would need something like breakthrough. How do you feel about it? Could you put this one in here?
Yeah, the reviews I saw did not do it justice.
No?
No. Yeah, like, it just seemed like the stuff, from what I saw, obviously you can frame anything that you want anyway, but just like the graphics were meh. The gameplay looked very... like repetitive, like one of his quests was like go around and like cut trees down, and you like go around the island and you don't even like do anything. You just like sail up to like this pre-spawn group of trees and like press X to like cut them. And it was funny, like every time he'd go to one, because there was like trees all around the island, but there's only certain ones that you could cut down, and he would like go to them and they'd be cut down. So you like go to the next ones, they'd be cut down, and you go to the next one, it's like he was just sailing around like trying to find trees he could cut down. And also, I didn't realize it, but apparently there's no land gameplay at all. It's like you literally just steer a ship.
See, yeah.
Yeah. So, it seemed like for being a quote quadruple A game, that's $70. I feel like Assassin's Creed Black Flag is a better pirate game, and that's how many years old?
Did you see, I'm glad you said that, segue, that Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the day that Skull and Bones launched, it said Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag players rise 200% on the day of release of Skull and Bones.
That's fucking hilarious.
So
people are like, well, I actually want to play a real pirate game.
Yeah.
That was honestly, I haven't played all the Assassin's Creeds, but that was by far my favorite. It
Yeah.
was really good. I kind of hope they do another pirate one because they did
Just
it really
play Skull
well.
and Bones instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you might have thought that when I said people said it's actually good, that you might have took that too highly. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, people thought this game might be like literally unplayable and broken. That's why. So I feel like people think it's good, just like, oh yeah, this game's playable and kind
So
of
their
fun.
expectations were pretty low going
Yeah.
in. So they're like, wow, it actually runs, and you can do stuff in it.
Yeah, I feel like this game seems like it would have been better off, even though I'm not a fan of it. It seems like, from the sounds of it, it seems like a live service game, but you're
That's
paying
what
for
it
it.
is.
So yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That it seems like it would have been better off just having it free to play in.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why
people
I
beating the
wouldn't be
microtransactions.
surprised within a year or so it'd be just like
Yeah.
significantly reduced or free just to try and get somebody to play it.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they're implying, that they're in for like the long haul. But
Yeah.
on one hand, you've heard developers say that, and if it's not happening, they just cut it dry. They don't care.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it does happen, but it takes a long time or just peters out. So we'll see which way it goes.
Yeah. Next article, IGN. Fallout Special Anthology out a day before Fallout TV series. Bethesda has announced the upcoming release of Fallout Special Anthology, a compilation featuring 7 popular games from the Fallout franchise. Priced at $60, the anthology includes Steam codes for PC versions of the game and a mini nuke replica. The mini nuke serves as a collector's item and can be also used creatively, such as a case for a gaming PC. The packaging includes 7 special cards, each printed with a PC code for one of the following Fallout games: Fallout, Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics, Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition, Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition, Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition, and Fallout 76. This compilation appeals to both newcomers to the series and longtime fans looking to expand their digital library. Fallout Special Anthology is set to release April 11th, one day before the premiere of Fallout TV series on Prime Video.
You're advertising for them?
What do you mean? That's the article.
No, I know. Just sounds like you're. Like, make sure you get on Amazon.
Get on there right now.
I think this looks cool as shit. I doubt
Yeah.
I'll buy it, especially because it's PC,
Mhm.
which is odd. Probably it's a lot cheaper doing there is why they do
yeah.
it. But I think if you are a collector, especially for $60, just to have that as a collector's item seems.
Yeah,
Very
just
reasonable.
the case alone, let alone having 6 games and, 2 of them being pretty fairly new games.
Yeah, and all the others really being
Really good.
just
Yeah.
very different style games, because
Yeah.
the older ones are not even like what we know.
But New
Fallout
Vegas
as.
still holds up,
That's why I need to go back to. I still never even finished it.
What?
Yep.
I
I
kind of
liked
want
it.
to play it again. Get the $60 case.
You should do it. You could have a pickup finally.
Finally.
Yeah.
I got a pickup.
Well, a game pickup.
I got a game pickup.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I think it also is funny seeing the timeline of how dumb games have gotten in some aspect. There's like Fallout 1, 2, and then there was like Fallout Game of the Year Edition, Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition,
Mhm.
Fallout, and then it
Yeah.
ends at the end with 76. But then you also have, if it said it on there, live service and complete wreck at the beginning. It's funny
Yeah.
to see like the game's progressing, but also it's declining.
Yeah. Next article, IGN. Sam Mendes directing 4 Beatles movies and the Beatles cinematic universe is now trending.
This one's for Cody.
Director Sam Mendes, does he not like Sam?
No, he hates the Beatles.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's right.
the fact they're calling it a cinematic universe is
The Beatles
and half of them
cinematic
aren't even alive
universe.
anymore.
Known for films like American Beauty and Jarhead, great film, is set to direct 4 individual films focused on each member of the Beatles. The announcement of these films has sparked the trending of, quote, the Beatles cinematic universe online. Each film will delve into perspectives of one of the music legends and will intersect to narrate the remarkable story of the iconic band. The films will cover the period up to the band's breakup in 1970, with full life story and music rights granted by McCartney, Starr, and the families of Lennon and Harrison. Mendes expresses honor in telling the story of the legendary rock band and hinted at a challenging traditional cinematic storytelling, although he didn't provide specific details. There's no timeline for the release of the films, leaving fans curious as about whether they'll be released years apart, simultaneously, or somewhere in between. The announcement has drawn comparisons to other cinematic universes like Marvel and DC, leading to humorous speculations about a potential spin-off and crossovers within, quote, the Beatles cinematic universe.
See, this is like where the dumb shit comes in, because I think if you just look at it, I think it sounds
it sounds really awesome. And then they got to bring it with this cinematic universe. Like, the fuck? It's a documentary. It's not a...
Bet you the remaining Beatles don't even know what a cinematic universe is.
Yeah, definitely not. I think that'll be good. I'm excited.
I think so too, especially having somebody that high quality working on it. It's not like they just gave a no name because the Beatles are big.
Yeah.
Did you say great movie when you're talking about Jarhead? Is that what I heard?
Mm-hmm.
It is. I didn't know if you would have seen it.
And what are people talking about? They're curious whether they'll be released simultaneously. There's no way he's releasing 4 feature-length films simultaneously. Like, what are you, mentally challenged? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I'll eat my hat, I guess, if he does that, and he can play this clip.
I feel like I would hope they are at least making them around the same time, because I feel like, you're not going to release them all the same day. Yeah. But I feel like it's for at least one a year at minimum.
Yeah.
Then it's going to fucking feel like a cinematic universe. You're waiting like 5 years for the next
it is a cinematic
Beatles.
universe,
yeah.
so.
That seems like a little bit of overkill.
They'll maybe do a prequel, and who knows? Maybe they'll expand it into some fictional stuff. The post, maybe like, I don't know. Shut up.
Okay. I'm glad you're interested in it, though, my guy.
PC Gamer! Yeah. Open world Terminator survival game set for full reveal at Nikon's Connect event. Is that how you say it? Nikon? You know? No? Okay. Later this month. Since the disruption of the E3 by the pandemic, rest in peace, game publishers have been hosting their own private showcases at various intervals to spotlight their latest releases. Nikon, known for titles like RoboCop, Rogue City. RoboCop? What is that? That sounds familiar. Is that an old game from
It is, but you're probably thinking of movies. That's what the games are based off of.
No, I'm thinking of the game. No, I'm definitely not thinking of this game. I'm thinking of a game like you're top down, you're like a little like mechanical robot thing going around and like.
Is this Robotron? Is there anything you have?
I don't know. Anyways, sorry, off topic. Known for titles like RoboCop Rogue City is reviving its Connect event at the end of this month. Among the highlights of the events is the unveiling of its open-world Terminator survival game, currently in development at Nikon Studio Milan. Little is known about the game, including its title, but it's set in the post-Judgment Day era, before John Connor's resistance is formed. Spoilers. Fans are eager to learn more about the gameplay, with some hoping for Alien isolation-style experience focusing on tension and evasion, though it's speculated to lean towards resource gathering and base building. Nikon will also provide updates on the projects including Greedfall 2, Raven's Watch, and Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. What a name. Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. The first entry in the series in over a decade, set in the streets of Hong Kong Island. Boo! Down with the CCP.
I think it's pronounced Nacon, if I remember right.
Nacon.
Close either way, and I could be wrong. Anything else you want to say here? Is there more?
I've never watched I've never watched all the Terminators.
There's some good shit. There's definitely some not good stuff in there, but
really?
Some of the good Terminator is some of the best shit ever.
I feel like the premise sounds very exciting.
Yeah, and it sounds like not what's happening now, but a lot of things could potentially happen.
Like Skynet.
Yeah. I think it's a little dramatic to say it's happening now. People are like, we're in Terminator. But
yeah,
definitely
AI, Skynet.
Yeah. Especially since as we talked about, we're just kind of feeding our AI, so it's not even really real AI. I think, like I said, open world games are very overdone and unnecessary most of the time. I think Terminator is actually a world that makes a lot of sense for open world, or a game that makes a lot of sense for open world.
Yeah.
But then I feel like immediately they lost me when they talk about resource management and gathering. I was like, oh, Jesus. I feel like that's the issue with most of these open world games that they just shove shit in there. It makes absolutely no sense. So I think the potential of it is cool, but it sounds like already what they're planning on doing doesn't sound very fun. And there are games that they have released, the RoboCop game, and they already released a regular Terminator game. People say they're fun, but they say they're janky even for those, and those are more linear. So I don't know if getting more out, more ambitious is a great idea for a studio like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like an open world game that needlessly added base building was Fallout 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Didn't really mess with it at all. Just I'm glad they kind of kept it so you could just do the game without it, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like they were testing that out for 76, but didn't say it.
Yeah, and they clearly didn't see that. I'm sure I don't know. I'm sure they have data on it, but I'm surprised they went through with it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was popular. I don't know. Next article. IGN. Lady Gaga announces Fortnite festival collaboration and corrects her spelling of Fortnite. Since the disruption.
Ryan.
What? Did you fuck with this again?
No, that's what I was going to look at to see what you were seeing.
I must have fucked up the copy pasting. I copy pasted the same article, the same synopsis twice. I'm going to do a live synopsis. It's a short article, so. It appears Lady Gaga is going to make an appearance in Fortnite Festival as the singer is teasing an upcoming collaboration with Epic Games. In a post on X/Twitter, Gaga posted an image of what appears to be her Fortnite character, but is masked by a bright light and smoke. The bottom right of the corner of the screen reveals a Fortnite Festival and related announcement. It's coming February 22nd. And her tweet was, what's Fortnite, spelled Fortnight. And then she corrected it to the correct spelling. Lots of drama about that. She's the latest musical artist to collaborate. Previous examples include Travis Scott. And this is why I do this beforehand. In our review of Fortnite Festival, which scored a 4 out of 10, my colleague Luke Riley wrote, quote, Fortnite's festival's limited, isolating gameplay and overpriced tracks may turn Fort players into rhythm game fans, but it won't turn rhythm game fans into Fortnite players. Despite a rough start when it was released last December, including a lack of support for plastic instruments, Epic, what the fuck does that mean, plastic instruments?
You just put controllers on the... yeah, there's no drums or guitar.
Okay. Epic said that a controller support is a priority for Fortnite Festival. Additionally, we exclusively revealed that last month that PDP is teaming up with Epic to release a new wireless guitar that is compatible with Rock Band 4 and eventually Fortnite Festival. I think it can't be that hard to remap controls to a guitar, right?
Most of them just don't work with Xbox anymore is the issue.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you excited, though? Getting on...
Not really. I've heard these are really well done, even if you don't like the artist. I heard they're really well done and a lot of fun. So maybe I'll check it out, but if I miss out, I don't really care. I'm
more limited time thing?
Yeah. It's like an actual... Like, you got to be there like it's a concert or something, but it's free.
Okay.
When's Taylor Swift going to do one?
Probably never.
She's the biggest artist right now.
Yeah, but they can't afford her.
God, they need to. It'd be awesome. I really wish you would have. I didn't mess with you, but I saw that you copied the same article that we just read about Terminator. I really wish you would have just read it, not realizing. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, wait, am I having a stroke? Because sometimes I like accidentally read the title and then go back to the previous article. But then I was like, then I go back to the previous article. I was like, nope, definitely not. Definitely not. ESPN players can start opting in to EA Sports College Football 2025. Oh, he didn't do it.
2025.
EA Sports has introduced its name, image, and likeness, NIL, plan for its upcoming college football game. EA Sports College Football 2025, allowing over
25.
over 11,000 college football players to opt in and get paid for their appearances in game. Players who choose to opt in will receive $600 along with a copy of the game and can remain in the game for their entire careers. Athletes who transfer will continue to be compensated as long as they are on a roster. This marks a significant step in providing equitable compensation to college athletes, with EA Sports guaranteeing revenue regardless of the game's success. Additionally, there will be more than 100 additional nil opportunities for athletes to work with EA Sports, including social media posts, promotions, and advertisements. The scale of this initiative, involving 11,000 plus opt-ins, is unprecedented and underscores EA Sports' commitment to celebrating college athletes. The game will also feature notable voices such as Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler, and all 134 FBS schools have agreed to participate. However, no FCS schools will be included at launch. Athletes will need to have an official university email address to receive an opt-in notice, and EA Sports will insert the player once the school verifies their roster status. The game will not feature face scans for individual players in its first year due to logistical challenges, but will create representative likeness based on roster photos. So that's going to be cringe. Gamers will be allowed to create their own players, but the game will not permit the creation of opted-out players. Oh, I'm sure you can't get around that. Right?
No, you definitely could.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited to have college football back, bud?
Oh, I couldn't be more excited. And as much as I love the old games, it was always awkward listening to commentators and them kind of like half talk about players, and because you weren't allowed to say it. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So just like, that player did really good, right, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah. That team is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that bad, but yeah.
Yeah. So now they'll be full into it. I'm confused about. It says players who choose to opt in will receive $600 and can remain in the game for their entire careers. Does that mean like $600 is just like what they received to opt in, but do they get paid more throughout the game, or that's what I'm confused about? Because it seems like
they don't get more throughout the game, but it doesn't say it here. Other articles, it says you get $600 each time that year. So if you stay in college, you get $600 every year.
That seems pretty low.
That's what a lot of people argue. I feel like I don't think so. If you look at all aspects, I feel like it's low for like a top tier college athlete that's going to go to the NFL.
Yeah.
But to them, even getting them $3,000 is a drop in the bucket, especially because they make millions in college now. So if you're paying a top tier player $3,000, that means fucking nothing to them. And if you're paying a
third string
offensive lineman $600, that not only is not going to the NFL, he might not even play in college, and he gets $600.
Doesn't he have to be playing in college if he's on college football 2025?
He could be on the roster.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does he have to be in the roster?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so everybody gets a chance to do it. So you could opt in as a third string offensive lineman, even though you might never play a game. Get
I wonder if it's negotiable.
It said that they're negotiating it for higher tier players.
Yeah,
so they might get more.
Because they're obviously going to want like the top tier players.
Yeah.
So obviously they're going to have incentive to pay them more if they like say, no, I'm not going to be in your game unless you give me $25 million.
Yes, I mean, it is low, but I feel like you have to think about the fact that there's 11,000 players and they have to do this every year.
Yeah.
That adds up to
that's a lot of money.
Yeah. So, and on top of that, then, like I said, these top tier college players are millionaires now.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You should look up what some of them are making. So, and then the players that you probably go, yeah, but they're screwing over players that are nobodies. They're getting $600 for free. They get, say they're in a game, they get a game for free, and they're college students. So I think they prefer that over nothing, because even if it's not like they're ever going to win a debate where every player on the team gets $3,000 or something. So
I wonder if the fact they're offering it to everyone is like a legal thing that was required to be accepted by the NCAA or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're not doing it out of kindness of their heart. I'm sure
Yeah.
that there's something like that. But yeah, to
'Cause
me, I
that's
think that seems totally fair for on both sides for everything EA. That's
6.6 million every year
yeah.
that they have to give out just in, like, theoretically, if every person opted in. Which I'm curious what the opt-in rate will be.
I feel like it'd be very high because
Yeah.
all the top players are going to want to be in it and get a little, like I said, not much money then, but
Yeah.
still money. And then,
And the publicity of getting them out there.
yeah. And then if you're a player that's not going to play, or even if you're a backup, I think it'd be pretty cool to be in a game when you, after college, you might not play football again. So always be in a game. I feel like that'd probably be enough right there.
I'm also curious. It said something about can remain in the game for their entire careers. So what does that mean? Can remain in game. So after their career, there's I don't get that, because like if you make a game, you're in the game forever. So I'm confused what they mean by can remain in the game for their entire careers.
I know, like I said, the article that I saw, a different article said you get $600 for each year. So I don't know if they just mean once you opt in, you get stay in for those 4 years, assuming you're in it for 4 years, like each iteration of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what it's saying, because yeah, it's real weird wording.
Yeah. I think it's that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Next article from Bloomberg. Embracer Group to sell Saber, developer of new Star Wars game remake, in $500 million deal. Embracer Group, a Swedish gaming company, plans to sell its subsidiary Saber Interactive to a group of private investors for up to $500 million. Saber Interactive will become privately owned and continue developing the highly anticipated remake of Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. The sale is part of Embracer's cost-cutting initiative, which has included layoffs and studio closures. The deal includes an option for Saber to bring along multiple Embracer subsidiaries.
We talked about Embracer last week and how massive they are and everything they own. What's that? What, the last episode?
Oh, yeah, last episode.
And I told you this is what I was hoping would happen with some of them, because they just have so many big properties. I feel like they're going to start branching off. I feel like this is the first one. And
yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic was announced years ago at this point.
So it's been in the works for a while.
Yeah. I think it's fun, but I actually am not crazy about it. But there's some people where that's their favorite game of all time.
Really?
So seeing what it's turned into and maybe potentially not coming out, I feel like it's probably a good sign that they spun off and maybe get it out now.
I don't know if I've ever played it.
You might have liked it at the time. Maybe the remake, the old one's so dated now and it does not play well at all anymore. But
2003. Yeah, I was 6 when that came out. So I definitely did not play it. I'd be interested in the remake though.
Yeah, I feel I'm sure they'll keep the aspects of it, or the spirit there, but they're gonna totally overhaul it, I think, to make it modern.
Yeah. Yeah, it's odd. Google says the platforms are Nintendo Switch, Android, Xbox One, iOS. This bunch of. There's no way it's on Switch, right?
The remake or the old one?
I don't know. Is there a remake already?
Well,
or they're doing the remake?
Yeah, they're doing the remake.
Okay.
Wouldn't be surprised there's going off of that. Think it'll be on there.
Makes sense.
And we can get the next article if you want, because it kind of connects to this anyways.
Yeah. Borderlands studio Gearbox reportedly in late stages of a sale as Embracer Group continues to hack off parts of itself to keep the lights on. Gearbox Studio, known for creating Borderlands, appears to be on the brink of being sold. What?
You said Beyond?
I said appears to be on the brink of being sold.
Beyond!
Signaling its departure from Embracer Group. Embracer, which faced setbacks including a failed $2 billion deal and layoffs affecting roughly 5% of its workforce, has been undergoing restructuring aimed at maximizing shareholder value. Other studios under Embracer, like Free Radical Design and Eidos Montreal, have also been affected. Sources suggest that Gearbox CEO Rander Pitchford announced the decision to sell studio in a recent town hall meeting. The news follows reported of Embracer's plan to sell Saber Interactive, While deals are potential, sales are still emerging. It marks a significant development amid Embracer's ongoing challenges.
Which this is, I think, specifically we talked about Borderlands. I said that
Yeah.
there's no way the IP would just go away. It's too big. And like I said, I thought somebody like Xbox or something would buy it up, and they still could. Gearbox could go independent, and then somebody could buy them. They might just stay totally independent, which I think would be fine. But I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox or somebody buys them up.
Yeah.
Especially if this movie blows up to be something big, which we'll see. Did you watch the trailer for it? For Borderlands?
Yeah, did I? Was it supposed to?
Oh, I was just asking if you did. I was going to put, because last week we talked about how to be a Borderlands movie, and I was excited because we could give you a new article, which I had one, but then I deleted it because the trailer came out, so it seemed kind of weird to have just an article for you to read, but I was kind of sad because that's been our thing.
Yeah.
But I think this is part of those events I talked about, maybe streaming, but Borderlands everybody's talking about, so I wanted to watch it so it wasn't ruined. And I think it looks really fucking good.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll add it to my list.
I think there's some weird choices in there still, like Kevin Hart playing
I won't be on your next week. Right?
We'll see. But Kevin Hart playing Roland, which is like a huge muscular black dude, and then having like the smallest black dude in the world play him seems like an odd choice. Jack Black is Claptrap, which sounds like a sick rap I just did there. I like him, and I thought that seemed like a perfect choice for Claptrap. You only hear him a couple times, so I won't judge it fully. But it's kind of weird. I feel like he just sounds more like Jack Black than like a robot. I thought they would just be him and then like put a filter over him.
Yeah.
But kind of sounds like Jack Black talking. It's a little weird to me. I thought that one was like a match made in heaven. But I think the movie looks fantastic, and I was kind of worried this might suck, which it still could. But the trailer looks promising. Feels very Guardians of the Galaxy to me in the trailer.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of fitting for what Borderlands is. It's over the top and ridiculous.
Kind of humorous.
Yeah.
All right. Where was I? Why did I skip down? What happened here?
Your next one should be
Paranormal Activity by Game Informer. Paranormal Activity game announced by creators of The Mortuary Assistant. A new video game based on Paranormal Activity film franchise is in development, slated for release in 2026. Developed by Darkstone Digital, known for The Mortuary Assistant. Published by Dread XP in collaboration with Paramount Pictures. The game will feature found footage style gameplay and a haunt system that dynamically adjusts scares based on players' actions. Although only a brief teaser trailer has been released, the game aims to stay true to the rich lore and creative scares of the films. No specific platforms have been announced yet. This isn't the first attempt at a Paranormal Activity game, as a VR title called Paranormal Activity The Lost Soul was released in 2017 for PS4 and PC. Did you play that one, bud?
No, I didn't even know it was a VR game. I thought it was probably not a great sign. I think that
Yeah, well, it said it's first great. This isn't the first attempt, so they call the game that's released an attempt. That's not great.
I feel like that's normal lingo for that, though, so I don't know if it necessarily is a bad thing, but I feel like if that was successful, I would have heard about it because it's such a big property. And I don't even like the property, but I feel like that makes more sense for VR and could be good. So
yeah. I can't do VR scare games. They're too much.
Oh, I love it.
You probably psycho that sits in the dark while you're playing them too, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I think I'm not a fan of this franchise. Like I said, the first one I went to see premiere night, and my friend was like, this is going to be the scariest shit in the world. Cody loves it, so I told him this, so don't get too mad. I fucking hated it. I didn't get scared once, and I'm not a manly guy. You know that. I talked about how easily I jump.
Yeah, I've seen it too, and I didn't get scared at all either.
Yeah.
I was just like...
I was either laughing or just fucking pissed off that I was stuck seeing this movie that people in the theater were losing it. Like
so scared.
Oh my god, this is so stupid.
They're drinking the Kool-Aid a little too hard. Another Game Informer article. Remedy acquires full rights to control franchise from publisher 505 Games. Remedy Entertainment has acquired the full rights for approximately $18.4 million. This includes the original Control game, its upcoming Control sequel Control 2, the multiplayer spin-off Project Condor, and all future Control products. The acquisition allows Remedy to make independent product and business decisions while focus on long-term franchise growth. All publishing agreements between Remedy and 505 Games regarding Control franchises are terminated, and all rights licensed to 505 Games are reverted to Remedy immediately. However, 505 will continue to publish Control games until December 31st, 2024, after which they will have no further rights to the franchise. I've never heard of this before. Control.
Control.
Yeah.
It's one of the few Remedy games I haven't played, but I've heard amazing things about it, and it looks really good. And it ties into the universe of Alan Wake, which is one of my favorite games of all time.
Uh-huh.
So I definitely want to play it.
It's highly rated.
Yeah, yeah. People freak out over it. I almost went Canadian freak out.
Freak out. Back to the homeland.
I think it's probably a good sign that Remedy has it. They seem like a studio that takes really good care of their property, so
yeah.
I feel that's probably a good thing. And that was a big issue ironically, with Alan Wake for a long time because Microsoft owned it and didn't do anything with it for over a decade until Remedy finally bought it back, and then
that's
we got Alan Wake 2.
Interesting. IGN, back to good old faithful. NVIDIA GeForce, now free tier. What is that? Oh, NVIDIA GeForce Now's. What does that mean? Free? What? Is that a show? What does that mean?
I'm pretty sure NVIDIA GeForce is like PlayStation Plus. I think Now is part of the branding,
but
like Xbox Game Pass.
Now, the next generation cloud gaming.
Yeah.
Okay. Their free tier will start showing ads soon. Didn't even know this was a thing. What are they? Oh, yeah. NVIDIA is set to introduce ads on its Now cloud gaming service. The video ads will be displayed to players while they wait in the queue to start their gaming sesh, with each ad being up to 2 minutes long. Currently, GeForce Now offers 3 tiers: free, priority, and ultimate, with the free tier being popular for users seeking to trial the service without committing to a subscription. Despite having limitations such as a basic rig and a 1-hour playtime limit, the free tier still appeals to players looking for a quick game sesh away from their computer. NVIDIA's decision to introduce ads to the free tier allows the recent price increases for priority and ultimate tiers. Although U.S. players were unaffected, the company cited increased operational costs as the reasons behind the price hike. Overall, NVIDIA GeForce Now has been praised for offering a glimpse into the future of game streaming at an affordable price, despite its imperfections.
How do you feel about that?
I didn't even know this was a thing. I don't get, what is it, like you stream your computer to your phone or something?
I thought you would actually know more about that part than me. I just knew it was a thing similar to PlayStation Plus, Game Pass.
It's expensive.
But the reason I was more interested in it, because I didn't know anything more than that, was the ad tier, because there's been rumors of that being the future of streaming games and it being ads in it. And I think that is fucking awful. And I'm not even somebody that... You've probably heard all the controversy about Amazon Prime adding ads and them being sued. And
yeah.
I prefer no ads. I definitely want no ads. But I don't think it's the end of the world if something has commercials, and I think we just grew up on that, so it's more natural. Games have never had ads like that. And also games are such more of an interactive, immersive thing. Movies, shows are kind of meant to like get up and do stuff and come back to it. I think that would be fucking awful if games did that. I think that would be the worst thing that could happen. I mean, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world if they release something that's like if Game Pass, if there's no more Xbox and Game Passes everywhere, I don't see anything wrong with having a completely free tier where but you have to have ads in it. I think that's fine, but I think if it's a normal, commonplace thing to have ads like that in between and interrupt your game sessions, I feel like that'd be fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
And people complain even about Madden and FIFA and all these games having ads in it. I think that makes total sense because it feels just like the product. I feel like it would be unnatural if there weren't ads in it, like the branding and like stuff on the billboards and like the side of the rink in NHL. I feel like it makes total sense to have branding there. And I would even take it a step farther that people complain about. Like Alan Wake actually was a prime example of this. In his flashlights, he always had Energizer batteries, and they definitely did show it to advertise it. Like you would grab the batteries and put them in so you'd see it, and people would lose their mind and say how it's like game breaking. And even something like that where I can tell that they're clearly trying to show it, it still felt more natural to me because it's actual battery that you recognize and see. It's almost, I think, more weird when games you can clearly tell don't have the rights to something but try and mimic it unless it's something you must may not
Coke.
Be
Like off-brand cars that like look like cars, but like no, that's not a badge I know.
Yeah, so I think that kind of stuff is totally fine or even appropriate sometimes. But I think this should be totally unacceptable unless, like I said, it's something where you literally never pay for a game, so you have to watch ads as a consequence.
Yeah.
I think that would be fair.
So it seems like it says you can stream games to all your devices. I don't fully understand how it works. If they're hosting the games on a server and they're like streaming it to your device, or you have to like link it to your computer. But it seems like it's like they have a set, like so many games that they have like preloaded, and like depending on what your game library has is what it lets you play. So it doesn't give you access to any games other than the games you already own. But it doesn't support every game. It only supports games that they've put on their server.
Yeah, I know. I think that's right because I know about it a little bit, but not really my alley. But yeah, I think that's correct.
Seems interesting. It's expensive, so the free is obviously free, but you're limited to 1 hour sessions and then ads, and then the next tier up is $10 a month, and then the ultimate is $20, and that is a 6 hour session length or 8 hour session length. But it says there's no set limit on how many times a member may start a new session in a day. So I don't know. I'm not sure exactly why they limit the sessions if you can just stop and then get right back in.
Yeah.
Seems odd. Enough of NVIDIA. VG247. Never heard of that before.
Video game 24/7.
Oh, okay. The URL is just VG247. Unsurprisingly, GTA 6 devs aren't too keen on Rockstar's, quote, reckless decision to drag them back to the office. Rockstar's game has reportedly asked its employees working on GTA 6 to return to in-office work full-time starting April, prompting discontent among developers. The decision aimed at the final stages of GTA 6 development has been met with criticism from staff, citing productivity and security concerns. Some employees represented by Independent Workers Union of Great Britain have expressed their dissatisfaction, highlighted by the importance of remote work and concerns about potential return to work, quote, toxic crunch practices. The lack of consultation with employees has raised additional grievances, including worries about late hours, office affecting family time, and health issues. This comes after employees previously petitioned for more remote work opportunities, and former devs shared a concern about working conditions during GTA 5's development. As Rockstar celebrates the success of the GTA series, there are hopes for a compromise that addresses employees' concerns while maintaining productivity. So, in my eyes, it seems like they're just trying to get people to quit because the game's almost done and they don't want to pay these people anymore. So they're like, well, if we just make them come back, a lot of them will quit, and then we'll just move on. That's kind of the way I feel like it is. Combination of that and them wanting to be able to abuse them and be like, get this shit done, we gotta go.
That's weird because I'm not a Rockstar fan, and I actually felt like the opposite. I felt like not the opposite, but felt totally different. I thought it seems totally appropriate to me if you have a giant building that you pay for, that you're going to want to put it to use. And if this many people are working remotely, that means this office has been sitting there and you're paying for rent, I'd imagine, or if you own it.
Yeah.
I feel like, so I think a company would be crazy to just let workers do that forever. So I don't know. that's how I saw it, and I feel like I'm sure there is some truth to it, and it's been backed up quite a few times. Like the not great practicing habits they have and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's also now people know that, so they can say like the most minuscule things, and they can know people will report it and blow it up. So I feel like people probably take advantage of that as well. Um, I don't know. I see both sides somewhat because I think there's probably a lot of people that could work remotely and not make a difference, but I think there definitely is something about chemistry and working together and seeing people. And I've never worked on games, but
Yeah.
it seems like the top games have people that are like close knit and
Mm-hmm.
know how to work off each other, and I don't feel like you can completely replicate that.
Yeah.
And when you're nobody's around each other, no matter how much you Zoom or do any of that kind of stuff. Um, so I feel like that's part of it. But like I said, business wise, I feel like the biggest part has to be that they're probably committed to a lease or owning something. I
Yeah.
imagine a lease, and feel like we have to put this to use. And
I'm sure it's part of it.
yeah, and remote workers, I feel like they complain about the work being toxic and overworked. But I think a lot of remote workers, if they're being honest with themselves, probably know that they do less work than not just than that, but their normal schedule work. I'm sure a lot of that's probably why they don't want it. So yeah, there's probably a middle ground there somewhere.
Yeah. And me personally, I could never work from home, I don't think. I don't think I would. I don't know. I need that separation of like I'm getting dressed, I'm getting ready, I'm leaving the house, I'm doing work, and then get back to the home. It works off. It seems like there's too much gray area where like, oh, I have 10 minutes, I could go do something, and then I get distracted, and then I get out of that flow. So, me personally, I don't think I'd really like working from home, but I know Danielle does it. She seems to really like it. So
yeah, I feel like there's certain people or mindsets that it works well for, or situations, obviously depending on like families, pets, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think there should be, and also like I said, depending on what your job is, if there's does make a difference, it seems silly, but I don't think that that's realistic for a lot of jobs. And I also don't think you can replicate chemistry and teams, and if you're all separated. Yeah, I don't think I could work remotely unless it's like a dream job that was the only way I could work it. But because I like being able to, even though people can annoy you and you don't like dealing with them, I think people realize when they don't have people that they miss it quick.
Yeah. All right, last article here in this section. This is from Columbus Underground, our local hometown here. Sad news for you Flavortown Fest fans. It's been canceled. Flavortown Fest, scheduled to take place in Columbus this summer with celebrity chef Guy Fieri, as the headliner, has been canceled due to unforeseen circumstances, aka haven't sold any tickets. The event, which promised a celebration of food and music, was featuring performances by Greta Van Fleet and Kane Brown, some big names there, has issued full refunds to pre-purchase ticket holders. Despite the cancellation, Fieri fans still look forward to his new restaurant opening in Scioto Downs this spring. I didn't know he was opening a restaurant down here, did you?
I knew he was opening one. I thought it was in Columbus, though. But
yeah, Scioto Downs is in Columbus.
Well, it's like 30 minutes away, though, right?
Scioto Downs?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I thought it was outside of Columbus.
Oh, Scioto, is that the one down 23?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little bit out there.
So I thought it was like in Columbus proper.
I never heard of either of these artists. Greta Van Fleet.
I was about to ask you. You said there's some big names there. They are, but I had a feeling you didn't know who either of them were. That was the next thing I was literally going to ask.
Yeah, I definitely never heard of her. Him. I don't know. There's
them, and I'm not even saying that pronouns wise. It's a band. So
yeah, but I can't tell if any of these are female or not. They're all dressed
all
very
male,
flamboyantly. Like this one definitely has a very
they're like
no,
80s rock band. Yeah. I mean, they're not 80s, but they're
yeah, I can see that now.
Going for
the leather pants. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this I'm not surprised. I told you I thought this seemed like a trap from the beginning to me. Seemed like it was going to be something that wouldn't happen, but I always love seeing stuff come to Columbus. You know, I love shit that's over the top and stupid, and this seemed like a mixture of all that. So I was hoping it would happen, but I had my doubts, and here we are. I know every gaming podcast talking about this, so I just wanted to get, since we're in the city, I wanted to get the first hit on it.
Yeah, and I think part of the issue is the starting ticket cost was $155, which seems excessive.
I feel like it depends on how many days, because those two artists alone are pretty big. I feel like Kane Brown played here recently. I think the cheapest ticket was like $50. I know you can't compare that 1-to-1 because shows are different, but
yeah. I mean, there's a difference between buying. It's a 2-day festival, or was a 2-day festival. What the? Get out of here, Yondel Hilarious! Stop it.
Okay, now I can say our laptops should at least be on silent.
Yeah, I don't know. It's 2 days, and it's not a music festival, so you're not really going for the music. Music is just like something to add on to, I feel like. You know?
Yeah. Welcome back. I say welcome back because if you're listening to this, you won't be able to see that there's some different clothing.
Same clothing?
Yeah. That's why it's just some different, because I realize you have the same outfit. But this is the first time, I think, we've recorded in 2 separate days for one episode. So we record half of it, well, in theory, half it yesterday, and half we are here today on March 5th. So we'll go straight to where we left off, which was
streaming and TV news. We left off with Flavortown, and moving on to Variety's Netflix live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender is a beautifully crafted disappointment. What a roast in the title. The live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix, led by showrunner Albert Kim, has finally debuted after much anticipation. However, the departure of the original creators, Michael Dante DeMartino and Brian Konietzko, close, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know who.
Due to creative differences, has left fans disappointed. While the series starts promisingly with stunning visuals and a faithful retelling of the original's prologue, it quickly falters in its execution. The performances of the majority of the cast are deemed lackluster, failing to capture the emotional depth required for a narrative centered around themes of genocide and war. Despite efforts to add authenticity with Asian and indigenous stars, the show's tone and dialogue often comes across as cheesy and lacking sophistication. The adaptation's attempt to condense and combine narrative beats from the original series led to rushed and overly convenient plot developments, stripping certain characters like Sokka of their depth and humor further diminishes the impacts of the story. However, there are some standout moments, particularly in the opening episodes, during the portrayal of characters like Princess Azula and Uncle Iroh?
I'll take your word for it.
Iroh? I don't know. I haven't watched this. Yet, without the careful guidance of DeMartino and Konietzko, the live-action series ultimately fails to capture the unique and refined elements that made the original animated series a beloved classic.
So my first question was going to be, were you a fan of the old series? Because
yeah, I liked it a lot.
Oh, okay, so you do know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I watched them.
I thought you just said, I don't like this.
What? No. I didn't say that.
You said something about, I don't know what this is.
I don't know what, I don't know how to say that guy's name. Uncle Iroh.
Okay, so what are your thoughts? Have you watched this?
I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah, you didn't know it was a thing?
But I opened the link, and this is definitely like from like a video game or something, right? It's supposed to be live action, but those are not real people.
I think they are.
Does it not look like? I don't know if it's like the filter or something they put on it, but it looks like CGI or something weird.
Might be the set behind them isn't real and making them look a little fake.
Yeah, I don't know. But with that glowing review, how could I not watch it now?
Well, I was hearing only terrible things about it, but I've heard a lot of people that I personally know say that they really like it, and that some people are being way too oversensitive about them changing some things. I've never actually been a fan of it. Well, not that I dislike it. My little sister was obsessed with it, so that was enough for me to be like, Oh God, because it's always on in the background because she's a little kid, and that's how kids are.
Yeah.
So I never really gave it a fair shot. I will say I did like the movie, M. Night Shyamalan's movie, but people who love Avatar think that's the biggest disaster in the world. But I'm wondering if the people that are enjoying it are right, because I feel like when M. Night Shyamalan made it, everybody's like, no, we don't care that it's live action. We just want somebody that actually cares about it and doesn't just do whatever they want with it. And it seems that that's what this person did, and people are still complaining.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like people just want the original thing. So if that's all you want, you should probably just watch that.
The original.
Yeah, it's still gonna be there.
Yeah.
But I can't judge because I don't know the original, and that's probably why I liked the movie, because that's why everybody hated it. It was nothing like the show, and that's probably why I was fine with it. But haven't seen any of the new one, and like I said, kind of just know the old one from being in the background.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch it then?
I kind of want to rewatch the old one now. You know?
Yeah.
Right now, at night, like, I usually fall asleep to a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I usually put on something I don't really, like, but I don't really care about because I've already seen or whatever, just fall asleep to. So right now I'm going through Futurama. So maybe that'll be my next one. Last Airbender.
Have you watched it all the way through?
What? Last Airbender?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not all the way. I mean, I don't know how many seasons there were. I might have seen them all. I remember they were good. I liked them as a kid, at least. Be curious to see if they hold up.
Nothing can line up with the real Avatar, though, right? Not the movie, but
the blue people.
Yeah, bingo. The true Avatar.
I wasn't that big of a fan of the Avatar movie.
No, I didn't think you liked them.
It was okay.
I fucking love them, and this show was out before the Avatar movies. So
how was the game?
I really liked it. I think the old one.
You probably talk about that because you've been playing it, right? Later.
No, I think that would have been in the old episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think.
Wasn't? Oh, yeah. I guess you're already done with that. So.
I really liked it. The old game, I think it's just okay. The 360 one, but the new one, I think is really good.
All right. Next article here from Engadget. Fubo TV accuses Disney, Fox, and Warner Bros. Of antitrust practices over joint streaming service. Fubo TV, a live sports streaming platform, has filed an antitrust lawsuit against Disney, Fox, and Warner Bros. Discovery, alleging that the companies are engaging in an anti-competitive practice to hinder its business. The lawsuit comes after the announcement of a sports streaming service by ESPN, Fox, and Warner Bros. Discovery, which Fubo TV claims will destroy competition and lead to price inflation for consumers. Fubo TV alleges that the defendants charge higher content licensing rates and force the bundling of expensive non-sports channels with their sports offerings, increasing costs for consumers. They also claim that defendants prevent them from offering similar streaming products and impose limitations on how many subscribers can access their content package. Fubo TV CEO David Gandler accuses the companies of monopolizing the market, stifling competition, and depriving consumers of choice. The lawsuit seeks to prohibit the launch of the joint venture or impose restrictions on the defendants. ESPN has declined to comment, while Fox and Warner Bros. Discovery have not responded to requests for comment.
What do you think about this?
I'm glad Fubo's sticking up for the little man.
Do you think they're sticking up for the little man or themselves?
Well, you can be both in one, right?
Especially when they said one of their biggest concerns is it'll lead to price inflation. I don't think they give two shits about that.
Well, they'll care about it. Well, actually, I don't get that accusation, because if they're worried that they're creating a service and they're going to inflate the price of that service, then that would make an opening for Fubo to come in, right?
Yeah, but I think that's where the argument falls apart, because they're like, well, we want to make a lot of money too.
Yeah.
Fubo's not very cheap.
Is it not?
No, I can't remember what it is, but we've done it before and it was not cheap.
I wonder if it's not cheap because they have to license through these other companies a lot of their content.
Yeah, possibly.
And maybe them becoming a monopoly over the content now makes it even more expensive for them. So maybe that's what they mean by that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not going to act like I know all this legal stuff, but I can't imagine they have much of a case here. Doesn't seem like.
No, we're pretty, our legislation's pretty pretty toothless when it comes to antitrust stuff. There's been a lot of that. Like,
Yeah.
there's like, yeah, you can own everything, Microsoft. That's fine. Yeah, you big conglomerates just go ahead and merge. It'll be fine. We don't need competition.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I doubt anything will come of it, but I mean, like you said, they're obviously not doing it purely for our benefit, but it could maybe benefit in some ways.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't complain if it does something to break up this craziness,
Yeah.
but we'll see what happens with it,
Yeah.
if anything.
Screen Rant. Pokemon's Netflix original anime officially returning for Season 2. Netflix has announced a green light for a second season of its original Pokemon anime, Pokemon Concierge. The series, which premiered in 2023, offered a refreshing change of pace for the franchise with its adorable and cozy atmosphere. The announcement of the new season was accompanied by an image of the main character, Haru, indicating that production on the stop-motion animation has begun. While there is no specific release date yet for the second season, fans can anticipate more episodes of Pokemon Concierge in the future. However, given the time-consuming nature of stop-motion animation, it's likely that the new season won't be available for streaming anytime soon. Did you watch the first season?
I did.
You like it?
Yeah, I really liked it. There's not much substance to it, was my biggest complaint.
Like story-wise, or?
Well, there are only like 7-minute episodes to begin with.
Shit.
And there's, I think, 6 of them or something.
Oh.
And
That's
so it sucks that it's probably a long time away, but they're probably right because that style of filmmaking is incredibly tough, I hear. So that probably is true even with that little bit of film.
Yeah. That's like one normal length episode of TV in whole season.
Yeah, so it's about as barren as you can get as far as substance, but I just think the animation is so good that makes it worth watching, especially since they're so quick that even though there's not a lot there, you're not really committed for a long time. So.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it gets popular enough, maybe they'll ramp up the episodes or something.
I hope so. And
if they bring it back for season 2, it's a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it got another season, not because it was bad, but it just seemed like not a lot of people were talking about it and kind of obscure as far as Pokemon goes, at least.
Yeah.
Like we talked about earlier in this episode, Pokemon is massive. So on the scale of Pokemon, it seems not very big.
Yeah. Next one, we got this big news article, Evanston Roundtable. Never heard of them?
This is one you put in here. I thought this is a website you would have made fun of for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I was reading I was like, who the hell? Hit TV series The Bear filming in Evanston. The hit Hulu TV series The Bear has been filming in North Evanston. That's why Evanston, it's like a local newspaper, okay. Has been filming in North Evanston with production activities taking place on the 2900th block of Lincoln Street. The show, which stars Jeremy Allen White, Ayo Edebiri, Evan Moss Bacharach, is currently shooting its 3rd season. The series follows the story of a young chef who returns to Chicago to run his family sandwich shop. According to Film Permit and Eyewitnesses, production activities began early in the week with a filming schedule from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. On Wednesday, the shoot is set to conclude on Thursday and Friday. How does that make sense? It's to conclude on Thursday and Friday? How does it conclude on 2 days?
Probably like we do our podcast, you know?
Oh, yeah. Despite not seeing any star actors on set, residents observed over 20 vehicles involved in the production. Evanston has a history of hosting film. I don't really care. Yeah, more don't really care. But I was excited that they're filming.
Yeah.
I hope it's. I don't know if I told you, but I finished season 2.
I think you did.
But I can talk more about that and what we watched.
Yeah, it's well, I guess I'll go off it when you talk more.
Okay.
This is the real streaming TV news, the one that Ryan's really excited about.
Which one?
Yeah,
that was it. Tech is next.
No, there's one more article.
Oh, really? It must have got deleted. I don't see it. Let me look. Oh, yeah. EW.com. What's EW? What is it? No? I'll have to click on it to find out. All right, let me look. Entertainment Weekly?
Yeah, I thought you were joking because it's such a massive website.
Never
I thought you were
heard of it.
joking, like off the Evanston.
Taylor Swift's Era Tour concert film is coming to Disney Plus sooner than expected. Watch the new trailer. Are you ready for it? Taylor Swift's. What?
I didn't think you'd actually follow through with it.
Of course, it's on the script, bud. I got to read everything you put on here.
All right, I'll remember that.
Don't
I can
actually
edit right now.
No, not everything. Within reason.
All right.
It doesn't get me fired, canceled, or somehow ruins my life.
Well, my edit so far hasn't. You just had to reread stuff and look a little crazy.
Taylor Swift's Eras tour concert film will premiere on Disney Plus one day earlier than originally planned, now scheduled for March 14th at 6 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern. Along with the new release date, Disney Plus also released a trailer showcasing one of the 4 bonus acoustic tracks, including in the film Maroon from Swift's Midnight's album. Directed by Sam Wrench and filmed during Swift's 3-night residency at Los Angeles SoFi Stadium, the Eras Tour film became the highest-grossing concert film of all time, earning over $260 million at the global box office. The film initially premiered on VOD on Swift's birthday, December 13th, and including bonus performances of Wildest Dreams, The Archer, and Long Live. Disney Plus announced last month that it acquired exclusive streaming rights to the concert, with Disney CEO Bob Iger expressing excitement about bringing the electrifying concert to audiences worldwide. In addition to the Eras Tour film, Disney Plus is also home to Swift's 2020 Folklore, the Long Pond studio session, which features performances of every song from the album along with behind-the-scenes stories. Swift recently announced her upcoming 11th studio album, The Tortured Poets Department, set to release on April 19th, following her Grammy win for Best Pop Vocal Album for Midnights.
How excited are you, buddy?
Oh, I don't even know how excited I couldn't be, bud.
Man, it's an exciting time. I know former host Cody G is a massive Disney hater, but I think this one's going to pull him in to get Disney Plus again.
Probably not.
I think so.
I don't think he likes Taylor that much.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Do you want to do a get-together for this? Also, I don't like to say VOD on here. Like that's just a normal thing to say.
On VOD. Is VOD there's like a video?
Video on demand. Yeah.
I don't like that.
I say ironically because it's so douchey.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to do a watch party?
I should have quizzed you on when Taylor's birthday was. I'm sure you know it.
Yeah, I knew that. Everybody knows that loves Taylor Swift, though.
Yeah. Excited. What are you more excited for? The video or the album?
The album, because I haven't seen this bonus stuff, but
3 extra
I've already
songs?
watched the tour. 4 extra songs.
On here it says 3. It says bonuses of Wildest Dreams, The Archer, and Long Live.
There's 4 of them. I don't know if that's the ones they're talking about anyways, so that might be extra on top of it. But yeah, there's definitely 4.
Can you call 3 nights a residency? That seems pretentious.
I don't know. I think it is in that stadium with how massive it is, and that it was not happening.
I want to know how many shows in a row like she could sell out. Like, you think she could just she could do 3 shows a day for a year straight and sell out every single one of them?
What are we where are we talking? What size?
Like the biggest venue possible.
No, I don't.
80,000 people.
Oh, well, that's not the biggest. Ohio Stadium holds over 100,000.
Okay, 100,000. I mean, at some point, people just stop going, right?
I think so many of her fans are literally addicted that they wouldn't. And then you have all the people that are like, oh, finally I can get a ticket. Though it could be going for a while, but yeah, I don't think it could for a year at the biggest venue.
Yeah.
I think it depends on location and size, which is something that you don't have to worry about.
All right, let's say 5 nights a week times 52 weeks. That's 260 shows times 100. Let's say 100,000 venue. So 26 million people. You don't think she could sell 26 million tickets to a show in a year?
think it's possible. I don't think it would happen, though, especially if it's just in one location, because then everybody would have to go to that location every time, which I think would happen for a good amount, but not enough to do it every time.
This is insane.
She's the best, though, isn't she?
On to tech. This one from IGN.
Ryan's favorite.
A little PSA for you guys. Meta will delete all Oculus accounts later this month. The final nail in the coffin for Oculus branding is coming, as Meta announced today that those who fail to migrate their Oculus account to a Meta account will lose access to all their games, in-app purchases, and achievements at the end of the month. In the email sent out to Quest users, Meta warned that if you do not integrate the account by March 29th, it will delete your account, lose access to games, DLC, achievements, and store credit. The move comes as no surprise, as in 2021, when Facebook rebranded itself to Meta, the tech giant revealed plans to retire the Oculus brand to simplify its brand architecture. This included renaming Oculus Quest to Meta Quest line of standalone VR headsets. In June of 2022, Meta announced the ability to create a Meta account, a more approachable alternative for Quest owners to log into their headsets without creating or logging into a Facebook account. Something that at the time was a major drawback for Quest 2 owners.
Which I think was a great change.
Yeah.
I thought is, like I said about other things in this episode, I think it's better to have choice. So I think the Facebook thing was cool if you wanted to do that and have it integrated with Messenger and be able to find friends and stuff. So I think it's an odd choice to.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
but be isolated.
I think that choice is better, so I wish they still had that, but more so, that seems quite drastic. I'm assuming there's a reason, probably something like server side or an overarching reason they're doing it. But I feel like that's part of why I wanted to say it on here. I thought you did it immediately, so it's partly for you. But
yeah, I've already done that.
But yeah, for anybody that hasn't, I feel like that's something.
So I think when I did it was already an option.
Yeah. I feel like that's something that should be like a year's notice or something.
Yeah.
That seems.
Like, I get it. It's been in the works for a while, but they never really announced, like, hey, this date, make sure you do it.
Yeah, because think about how many people, especially because that's the most casual VR there is. So think about how many people just buy it and then probably haven't played it for 4 months and pick it back up, and then everything they have is just gone.
Yeah, it's a little scammy.
Yeah.
Not a great way to handle it, I don't think.
And it's funny, too, that they said they switched all this to have everything more simplified. And since they switched over, I can't remember what the device is called. I've called it like 50 things. I think it's I get on their end, it probably is a lot more simplified, but it's funny that that's what their goal was, and now I've been confused ever since they changed it.
Yeah. Next article from Engadget. Walmart is buying smart TV maker Vizio for $2.3 billion. Walmart has announced the acquisition of smart TV maker Vizio for $2.3 billion.
I didn't do that one.
I was just thinking about it. Aiming to leverage Vizio's SmartCast OS for a profitable advertising business. Vizio's mid-range TVs, known for their SmartCast operating. Did you do this? Or is this just the article? It's just like repeating. Well, we talked about this. They sell ad space to compensate for their really cheap TVs, and Walmart bought that. What do you think, bud?
I think it's really interesting. I know you said, why are we talking about this?
Yeah.
And when it was a rumor, and that rumor didn't last long because it ended up being true very fast. I just think it's interesting because I've never really seen an acquisition like this that isn't really like a one-to-one thing. And I know you're on the verge of saying shitty TVs. Like I said, I think Vizios are not only good, but I think they're amazing for what you pay. I think they're really good TVs.
Yeah.
And Bronco Mart, as of course Walmart is known as now. So there's a correction for you so you don't get called out. They've only done right over these past couple of years. So
Done right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since they became together with the Broncos, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Since then, they could do no wrong.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson. All right.
All right. Another Engadget article. The Apple Car project is reportedly dead. After a decade of development, numerous leadership changes, and billions of dollars invested, Apple has officially scrapped its ambitious Project Titan, according to a report from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman.
Keep doing it.
Nearly 2,000 employees who had been working on this project were informed of the decision on Tuesday. As part of the shift, many of the employees previously working on the car project will be redirected to Apple's AI division, focusing on generative AI projects. However, this move also entails layoffs for some hardware engineers and car designers who are part of the car team. Project Titan, Apple's secretive endeavor to develop a vehicle, has been surrounded by speculation and leaks over the years, initially aiming to create a fully self-driving car without pedals or a steering wheel. Apple reportedly scaled back its ambitions in recent years. Leadership on the project also underwent changes, with Kevin Lynch taking over in 2021 after the departure of Doug Field. Despite the years of investment and development, concerns about profitability, particularly with a rumored price tag of $100,000, led to the project's cancellation. This setback marks a rare disappointment for Apple, which has been working on various aspects of the car, including powertrains, self-driving technology, and interior design. How sad are you, bud, that you won't be driving around a iPad on wheels?
I don't think I would have ever been driving around one anyways, even if I wanted to. But I am sad just to not see what it would have looked like.
Yeah. I hope they release some like renderings or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool, because I'm sure
They'd have something by now.
Yeah,
Billions of dollars. You can't afford like a rendering.
And I'm sure that there was some real futuristic cool shit in there. But yeah, I don't feel like it would have been smart just to triple down on Apple CarPlay. They already have CarPlays. Not even joke about Android. It's bigger than Android Auto. I feel like a lot of people don't even know about Android Auto. And it seems like everybody knows about CarPlay.
Mm-mm.
So I feel like, well, not everybody would, right? But I think you know what I mean by that.
I think you're just a hater.
No, I think when I got my Nissan and they had Android Auto listed and Apple CarPlay, and then Android Auto didn't work, and then I looked it up and it said that Nissans are very unreliable for Android Auto, and that's
Sounds like a Nissan problem.
no, it literally is, but that's what I'm saying, that's how little they obviously cared about it, or if it's not them not caring about it, then it's Android's side. So either way, not great. But Apple CarPlay is definitely the more well-known one,
Maybe.
and that was the point. And I feel like it would have been smart for Apple just to triple down on that instead of trying to create a whole car, because I feel like entering car space is a whole different game than tech world.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe one reason they didn't is because a lot of manufacturers don't like having Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and are trying to do their own and taking that feature out, which I think would fucking suck. Especially if you've done a lot of these cars that have their own built-in ones. They are way worse than either of those. So.
Oh, yeah. You remember Dodge? The Dodge minivan we got?
Yeah, because it's kind of like the inverse of what I was talking about with Apple, them designing a car, which I'm sure they would have done a better job than these manufacturers putting tech in their car, but that's not what these manufacturers specialize in. They're not specializing.
Yeah. The question is, would it have had Android Auto in it?
The Apple car?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I bet it would have.
You think so?
Yeah.
I bet it would have.
I mean, like, the Apple Watch works with Android devices.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're getting something that Apple-y, it's probably, I don't think it's even CarPlay at that point. I feel like it's just, that is the car. It runs off
Apple
of that.
OS.
Yeah, I think that's everything in there, kind of like Tesla.
Does Tesla have Android Auto?
I don't know. I know they have their own thing, so I don't think so. But I also don't think they would be nearly as blocky about their stuff. So even if they do, I wouldn't be shocked, because Apple, I think, would be a lot more protective over it.
Huh. No, they don't have either.
Yeah, so I don't think Apple would at all then, because I thought Tesla maybe would.
Yeah. More Apple news from Upload VR. Apple Vision Pro successor reportedly set for mass production in late 2025 or early 2026. According to Ming-Chi Kuo, a prominent... Was that how it was, right?
Yes.
Kuo? Ku? I don't remember now. I looked it up yesterday and I forgot now. Ku?
How about the end? You do that name and what was it? Gruber? Gurman? Yeah, just do both those at the end for some ASMR.
A prominent supply chain analyst, mass production of the successor to Apple Vision Pro is expected to begin in late 2025. Why is it
2025
or 2026? His report also indicates that Apple has had a successful launch of the Vision Pro. Has it? The initial pre-orders exceeding expectations. They must have had low expectations.
Yeah. It had it in the original article. I don't see it here, but they projected
200 to 250,000 units.
Yeah, but they initially predicted 80,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was well above what they predicted.
Despite earlier reports of limited availability, he now predicts that Apple will ship a total of 250,000 Vision Pro units this year and may expand its availability to more countries before June. Additionally, he notes that the return rate for Vision Pro is less than 1%, aligning with Apple's other products. While there have been discussions about a cheaper non-Pro version of Apple Vision headset, he suggests that this project is still in early stages of development and has not yet progressed to talks with suppliers or assemblers. However, reports that Apple is already planning the production of a successor with a focus on improving production efficiency and reducing costs rather than introducing new features. The successor potentially launching in the first half of 2026 is expected to address concerns about the current Vision Pro's weight and comfort by making it smaller and lighter.
I guess nice to see that they're not planning on doing it every year just to get it out there, because I feel like, especially with headsets, you need to put a lot more effort into it to progress in it.
Plus the cost is so high. It's like you need to...
I think that's a extra good sign that it's not even coming out to potentially 2026, and that's not for the next headset. That's for like what would be the like
Apple Vision Pro
model.
2.
Well, this is saying that it
for
the like the dumbed down version, if you want to say it, but
cheaper non-Pro version.
Yeah, so that means in theory the next one wouldn't be till at least 2027, you would think, at the earliest, and maybe even later.
Yeah,
if this is correct. Also, either the article we read, I think last week, was really exaggerating things, or this guy's really underselling stuff, because he says the return rate is 1%. Yeah, less than 1%, and they're making it sound like anybody that had one was taking them back in that article we read.
Well, a bunch of haters, bud. Fuck the haters.
I'm always saying that. Fuck the haters.
Upload VR. Again, Meta and LG officially confirmed partnership, including, quote, next-gen XR device development. XR? What does that mean? Cross reality?
Is that just AR? Is that what they're...
it's extended reality.
Yeah, so I think it's AR is different.
Yeah. LG has officially announced a collaboration with Meta, the company formerly known as Facebook. Thank you for that. The collaboration aims to develop next generation extended reality XR devices, marking a significant partnership between the two tech giants. The announcement follows a meeting between CEO Mark Zuckerberg, the Zuck as the kids call him, and LGE William Cho, or Cho as the kids call him, along with other executives at LG's headquarters in Seoul. During the meeting, Zuck reportedly demonstrated the Quest 3 headset to Cho, indicating a strong interest in Meta's XR technology. LG confirms the discussions during the meeting included business strategies and considerations for next-gen XR device development. The company emphasized the potential and synergy between Meta's platform, I hate that word so much, and LG's content service capabilities from its TV business. One notable aspect of the partnership is the possibility of bringing streaming services to Meta's Quest platform, potentially through virtual LG TV. This move could enable Quest users to access popular streaming services seamlessly, enhancing the platform's entertainment offerings. Oh, I love watching TV with the screen half an inch from my face. It's the best.
I do sometimes.
I mean, it's cool in theory, but it's so uncomfortable. It's like
Yeah, I wouldn't wanna
hot,
do that all the
sweaty,
time.
and heavy, and makes you feel like you're going cross-eyed.
Doesn't make me feel like I'm going cross-eyed. Or I wouldn't do it.
It hurts my eyes after a while. Can't be good for your eyes. I need to look into a study from some ophthalmologists to see what they say about VR.
Can't be good for it, but I feel like either it was exaggerated when we were kids,
Mm-hmm.
or VR is doing something different. Because I feel like they wouldn't even be able to release these things at mass production when they're just glued to your head like that.
I mean, I remember when I was a kid and I'd go to the ophthalmologist and they'd always ask me, like, well, how much screen time do you have? And I'd be like, I don't know, like 15 hours a day or something. And they're like, yeah, don't do that.
They're like, geez, that's it. Come on, get 24.
And I was like, yeah, you needed to follow the 10-10-10 rule. You got to, every 10 minutes, you got to look away for 10 seconds at something 10 feet away or more. I don't know what that did, but I never did it. And I wear glasses now, so maybe I should have listened.
So, LG CEO William Cho, you said, or as everybody knows him,
This
Cho
is the
Cho.
Cho-Cho.
Have you ever heard of William Cho in your life?
No.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Have you?
No, but that's why I was like, I don't think.
The kids call Mark Zuckerberg the Zuck.
Yeah.
So why don't they call him the Cho-Cho?
It sounds like a slur. I feel like.
It kind of does. I should probably stop saying it. Just going to cut that part out, bud.
No thanks.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what this means, but I feel like they're definitely trying to get ahead of Apple or compete with it
Yeah.
and not fall back. I hope that just straight up VR is still a thing for them, but it'd be cool to see a
Says the headset could ship in the first half of 25.
2025. Thank you. And I know you're an LG hater, which
I am?
that's what you said yesterday.
No.
Yep. It wasn't on the podcast, and like people won't be able to hear it, but you said that when we were talking about my TV, and so you do not hate LG?
It's all right.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask what TV you like, because you hate Vizio, and yesterday you hated LG, so I didn't know what TV you prefer.
I hate them all.
Oh, okay.
I have Samsungs. I have mixed feelings.
What are your mixed feelings?
It's mixed.
All right, you heard it here first. Okay, that's all for the news, right?
That's it, folks.
All right, got a few quick things here.
Nope. That's actually it.
We're finally getting the next Tron movie. Excited?
No.
Did you ever see Tron? Either of
No.
them? Ooh, they're fucking awesome.
They look really bad.
No, the last Tron that came out, Tron Legacy, is so fucking cool, and Daft Punk does a whole soundtrack for it.
I do like Daft Punk.
One of the coolest soundtracks, and fits the movie so well. Even the old Tron, it's a little dated, but I think for when it came out, I think it's super impressive.
Isn't it like the racing around a track or something?
That's part of it. There's a lot more to it than that, but yeah, as far as you just seen it broadly, yeah, it's probably what it is. But visually, it's fucking awesome. And I think the story's good. I think the soundtrack's amazing.
I go watch it on my Samsung TV at home.
Go ahead, watch Tron Legacy. But we've been waiting for a Tron sequel for quite a while now. Never knew if it was actually going to happen after they kept restarting it, delaying it, canceling it. But Tron Ares coming out 2025. 2025. I thought since I
comment below if you want Casey to stop doing that.
Comment below if you want me to keep doing it. We'll do
Just
a little
comment
poll here.
below. Please, we're begging you.
And Cinemark is the place I saw this first, and they shared a picture that said Tron Ares 2025. Are you ready?
So you think they're going to tie into Taylor Swift?
No, I just thought it was funny with.
What if it's a fully Taylor Swift soundtrack?
I would personally love it, but I don't think it's a great fit. That's why I like Daft Punk, but I also think it fits the style of the movie perfectly.
Definitely.
And I think a few of her songs would, but not enough to carry a whole soundtrack. because they are literally the soundtrack of the whole movie. It's awesome.
What if they did what if she just did a whole album for Tron?
I feel like it wouldn't seem like her because only a few of her songs that she's ever done have lined up with it. So I feel like it would feel a little forced.
Yeah.
But I'll be fine forcing it on her.
Phrasing.
It was intentional. But anyways, I really hope this movie's good. It's been so long, and it's an entirely different cast now because it's been so long. And Jared Leto is the lead. I feel like he's real up and down.
Batman?
The Joker, so kind of close.
Yeah.
But the Joker that everybody hated. Not me, but if you ask people, he's the worst Joker.
Oh, he's a comedian, right?
No, he's
not?
No, he's a singer and then an actor and pretty much.
He looks like the comedian that's a singer.
Who's this?
He looks just like him though, except he has crazier eyes.
If you guys know Ryan, this could go anywhere, or I don't know. I know who Jared Leto is.
He looks like he's British.
About Russell Brand.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, just put some mascara on him.
So I'm a little concerned about this, just 'cause I feel like
that's not him.
So detached from
Is it?
the other Trons, and it's been so long, and I think Jared Leto can be up or down, but I love the franchise. I hope it's good.
I don't think it's Russell Brand.
I think it definitely is. If not, then
No.
I thought.
Is Russell Brand does he do the singing?
Does he do the singing?
Yeah, like the comedian thing, and he does like he plays piano and sings like kind of like Bo Burnham style.
I don't know who this is. Comment below if you know who it is.
I'll find it, bud.
Okay. Best of luck. I gave you too much credit being like, wow, yeah, it kind of does look like Russell Brand because knowing you, it could go anywhere. It might be a gerbil
It does
that
kind of look like him a little bit.
plays in movies now. But next, we knew Uncharted 2 movie was coming. Mark Wahlberg revealed that he received received a call saying that the script for Uncharted 2 was ready. Are you ready for Uncharted 2, the movie?
Didn't see one.
You didn't? Felt like with you loving Tom Holland, you'd seen it. It's pretty good. It's a fun movie. Just check it out.
Tim Minchin.
I don't know if I know who that is. I feel like maybe I've seen him. I feel like Jared Leto looks more like Russell Brand than this guy, though.
A little bit. But there's ones that look more like that one.
A little bit. He kind of looks like a homeless version of Jared Leto.
You never heard Tim Minchin?
I don't think so.
Check out some of the stuff. It's good.
Okay. Something you might not be able to check out soon. You're going to be very sad. Vin Diesel has confirmed that Fast X Part 2 will be the last Fast and Furious movie.
Thank God.
Will it really be the last one, do you think?
No. I guarantee. Yeah. Maybe the last one he's in, but I guarantee they're going to continue it.
That's almost exactly what I was going to say. I feel like there's no way it won't be the last one, even if it's not for a couple of years or there's a break. I don't see them just letting go of it completely. And I also...
cash cow.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's his last one, but I also wouldn't be shocked if he's even in another one. So, yeah. I feel the same way. Cody, we need to make it to Universal Studios fast. There's rumors of the Fast and Furious ride closing there. I know it's one of the things you're looking forward to most.
Hasn't been?
No. And it's one of the dumbest rides I've ever been on, and
Why?
There's a lot of rumors of it being closed.
Makes it dumb.
Well, I like Fast and Furious, but I like it because it's so over the top and stupid now. Yeah. And the ride is exactly that. It's the line's already ridiculous and real Fast and Furious and then you get on this party bus and you're the passengers in the party bus, and Tyrese is the driver, and this is all like digital, but Universal is so advanced, so it looks real. It's kind of creepy. So he like looks back and talks to you, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I think the party's coming up." And then what looks real, but you know it has to be fake. Like 100 people come out and all these hot girls start dancing, and it's just the whole ride's like this. And then he's like, "Oh shit, the cops!" And then it's just all these action scenes and all this dumb shit. And you're just on this party bus.
So it's not like a roller coaster. It's like a...
Oh no, yeah, it's very
Just
not
like
relaxed, but
yeah.
not intense.
Even strapped in.
I don't think so. Maybe a seat, maybe do a seat belt, but it's just like a car. I think it might even
Yeah.
just be to feel like you're in a car like that.
That's funny.
So I
It
wouldn't.
does sound fun.
It's very yeah.
And
You
like
don't take it too serious.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's what made it even better. That I think there's only a few people besides me and my sister that were realizing how dumb it was. I think everybody else was
It's
like,
like,
oh shit, yeah.
Oh yeah, party guys.
I think they were like dead serious, like the Fast Furious fans that don't. I feel like they don't even realize that the Fast Furious cast knows how ridiculous it is now, and
Yeah.
they know it's nonsense. You'll be excited about this one. The Last of Us 2 officially releasing in
2024.
No. This is for the Last of Us show,
Christmas
of course.
release. That'd be amazing.
That would, but I mean, I knew the show wouldn't come out for a while, so I thought this was actually good news.
This is pretty soon, I feel like.
Yeah, probably fall 2025, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
but still,
we're still over a year away.
Yeah,
year and a half, really. Not even spring yet.
The Harry Potter TV series coming to
Harry
Max.
Potter.
Thank you. Do you got a better Dobby yet?
I don't know. No, I did not.
Okay. We knew it would be coming to Max, as it is now known, formerly HBO Max. And we now know it will be coming to Max in 2026.
Okay.
Yeah, I scared you there, didn't I?
Yeah, I was like, he says it one more time, I'm getting up out of here, I'm leaving.
Fairly Odd Parents is getting a sequel series with the original voice actors of Cosmo and Wanda. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah, how can they still be voice acting? I feel like they got to be pretty old.
Yeah, I don't know.
Grandma and Grandpa, Wanda and Cosmo?
No, they're the what do you call them? The fairies.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, are they going to be Grandma and Grandpa
Oh.
because they're so old, the voice actors?
I don't know. I feel like
that was old, long time ago.
How do you feel probably like in their 30s or something, I imagine then.
Yeah, so they're probably in their 50s now.
Yeah. How do I feel about Fairly Odd Parents or this reboot thing?
The Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, I used to love Fairly Odd Parents. I just hope that's
good.
good. I feel like a lot of stuff's coming back like this. I feel like some of it, they completely know what they're doing and it lands, but a lot of it just you realize shouldn't come back. So I hope it's not doesn't fall in that category. There we go.
I kind of still remember the theme song.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good theme
Stuck
song.
in my head. Mm-hmm. That's all the news I got, though. Should we go to pickups?
Yeah.
All right.
Let me get my list out.
All right, well, I'll start then.
Yeah.
I have one pickup, and
I have one
is
pickup.
Oh. That is another virtual pickup. My 3-day VIP, wait for it, legendary VIP pass to Torg, Ohio's biggest gaming convention, November 1st through 3rd. It's legendary.
You said it was a VR pickup.
It's virtual. Virtual is like things that are not physical. But anyways, it's called legendary because this package is centered around Halo. It's like made for me. When I went to Torg last year and got a picture with the voice actor of Mario and autograph, I talked on here about how I feel like that feels kind of weird to pay extra money just to meet people, even if they're famous.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never really done it, but Mario is something I grew up with my entire life.
So you did it.
Yeah, and then on the podcast, I even said, and like Halo would obviously be one of those things.
Uh-huh.
And that's like he was fucking listening. It's not like you pick packages either. It's like regular or single day tickets, 3 days VIP, and then they have a special one. Like last time it was Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this one's legendary for the cast members of Halo being there. You get a Halo Torg t-shirt, a Halo Torg lanyard.
Huh.
And then you get to meet them, autographs and all that.
What's that cost?
What's the package I bought, you mean? $180.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's 3 days?
Yeah.
Where's that, the convention center this time? Or?
Yep. So it's going to
That'd
feel
be cool.
Yeah, you can come
I
with
feel like
us.
it's growing.
Oh, yeah, big time. From, I think,
Because it was out in Boonsville, right? Hicksville.
The first time we went, which it's already been going on for a few years, but the first time we went was at a place I think's called, what is it? It's some like rec place, and it was so small they didn't have air conditioning, and you could tell it was just like placed into this place that
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been. It wasn't meant for conventions.
Found the cheapest space they could get. And
Yeah.
We'll go here.
So it's pretty impressive seeing it go to the convention center already.
Yeah,
That's
that is pretty crazy.
Massive jump.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't bite them in the butt and they expand too big too soon.
Yeah. But that's all for me.
My only pickup was the game you had me try, the Light in the Darkness.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a pickup. It was free, but
I don't include those, but hey.
I downloaded it.
Uh-huh.
And I played maybe half hour of it and couldn't do it anymore. It was just, it was not good.
What couldn't you do?
The walking was so fucking slow. It drove me fucking insane. I was like, clop, clop. The fucking sound of the steps was just literally like somebody took like a grater when it's grating my eardrum. I don't know what fucking sound fully they were using, but it was just like, I get it was a free game, but it was like, I would rather played it on silent.
You could have done it.
But I didn't, because then you lose the music.
Yeah, I think, I don't even remember this footstep noise you're talking about, because
so
the music
bad.
was so relaxing and
Just fucking drove me insane. The controls were straight out of like PS1 eras. Like the camera's like fixed in a room, and then like you're like walking towards the camera, and then the camera changes, and you're like, now you start walking backwards when you're trying to walk forwards. And then the story just wasn't that great.
oh man.
And
Yeah, I totally disagree with that.
I feel like it was just very. I don't know. I feel like I had no. It was just like there was no control over the game. Like I tried to do other stuff, and it was like, nope, just invisible walls. Like no, you can't talk to them. There was no exploration. It was just like, all right, go. I feel like it could have been one big cutscene. It would have been better.
There's not much to the game.
There's no gameplay.
I think I even said that. It's
Yeah.
very minimal. And yeah, I don't think the controls are the greatest and the cameras, but the camera issue. But I thought the story was amazing. I felt like you didn't need much content to it. And I don't think I would have liked it as much if I just sat there watching it. I felt like even a little bit of gameplay led to the storytelling,
Yeah, it was
which
like,
I thought made it a lot better.
go to school, and then you go to school, and it's like, play Simon Says. And you play that, and you're like, all right, go back to the shop.
Did you play the games in the courtyard with the kids? You had some control over that. You could
That
decide
was
to
the-
do things.
That was the one. There's like Simon Says.
Oh, you had some control over that. There's different decisions you could make.
You could choose to not get the right ones.
I don't remember now, but I know
Yeah, it was
there's
like,
achievements tied to it where you can do different things.
I don't know. I just wasn't into it.
That's sad. I thought you might like it a lot.
No.
Well, if you guys haven't checked out The Light in the Darkness, check it out. You have to have PS5, unfortunately, or a PC.
PC.
For some reason, it's not on Xbox or Switch. I don't really know why,
Or
but
PS4.
yeah, I don't think it. I didn't say that because I don't know for sure, but I think it's one of those rare next-gen games, you know?
Yeah, I really don't think
Next-gen
it could be ran
exclusives.
on PS4. So the graphics were so mind-boggling. I was like, I had to look away to think, wait, am I in real life now or am I in a video game?
I don't know if maybe it's because they're such a small team that they pick the ones they wanted the most because it's obviously takes more time and money to port it over and everything. So
I
that
feel
could
like
have been.
on the PlayStation at least, I feel like it would have been pretty easy to do, but I don't know. Yeah, that was it.
That's all you've been playing?
Yep.
All right. Well, my what I've been playing is a lot bigger this week.
I don't believe it.
So I've been playing some Halo Infinite. I don't think I've been talking about the last few times. We usually play games after our weekly show. So we played some Jackbox, and we also played some Rift Tracks, which I don't know if you played that here yet, but it's a lot of fun. They show
Rift
you
Tracks Live?
Yeah. They show you a scene in a movie, and then the last line of the clip is cut out, and then you put in what you want, and it reads it out loud.
Ooh.
And then it does it like with the scene, so it'd say like their dialogue, and it feeds
Yeah.
right into yours. It's pretty funny. You should try it next time.
Yeah, I'll play that.
All right. Played a little more Dead Space Remake. It's something that I need to get back to and commit to. I really like it, and I feel like it's one of those games when I'm not playing, I'm like, oh shit, where was I? And I don't want to get to that point where I just have to restart it and want to stick with it. But there's been some things stopping that the past like month and a half. which I'll get to right after this game, because right after you left yesterday, we've had some amazing weather here lately, especially yesterday.
Yeah, even today for most of it.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I went on the porch after you left last night and took the Switch out there, played a little Mario Sunshine. In the darkness,
sunshine?
ironically. No, yeah.
Know.
It would have been
A little
fitting,
late.
but yeah. But didn't play a whole lot of that. Just want to get outside for a little bit and thought I could play that. But I've been distracted with our achievement race. I announced there was a tie, and we officially had our tiebreaker. So
Bum-ba-da-dum.
Cody finished with 12,415 gamer points, which is fucking insane. And I finished with 12,700. So I took it back-to-back champ.
Back to back.
I think that's the first time.
Back Pete.
I said that in the chat, but nobody responded to me about that. I don't know why. It's weird.
That's odd.
I told Ryan it's insane because me and Cody had whatever it was in Avatar, like 980 points, and we were going as hard as we could, and that's every achievement except one of them.
Yeah.
And that was over 30 days. And in 7 days, we both had together over 25,000, which is fucking insane. But it explains a little bit when you see what I've been playing, it's so funny looking at either of our recently played games, because like some of the most well-known games or some of the most popular games right now, and then you see games like My Friend Peppa Pig, Bluey the video game. Some of these aren't terrible, just games you wouldn't expect, like NHL 94. It's a fun retro hockey game. Unpacking, which I think that would be you might even like it, but it wasn't really my thing. It's a puzzle game where you're unboxing stuff and have to put things in certain spots. But me and Cody were clearly following the same achievement guides because we didn't play the game how it's supposed to be. You can change the settings to just open the box and put things wherever you want. So it's pretty much just a button clicker to open these boxes. Yeah, it's a pretty terrible weeks of games, but it was at the same time so addictive and so fun. Gang Beast, which is a game I actually genuinely love. It's a physics-based, goofy like fighting game, and a lot of the games, even though it was fun getting achievements, some of them were just annoying and you felt brain dead doing it. Gang Beast was actually, I think, one of the funnest ones, if not, it was the funnest as far as achievement-wise, because it felt like the old achievements where you had to like go out of your way and do certain goals to do things. It was also one of the most frustrating ones because you play Gang Beast, like I said, it's physics-based, so you're like flopping around, and so it's frustrating, but definitely the funnest one of them.
Not very intuitive controls.
No. I will say, though, it's funny, doing this made me understand the controls more.
Yeah,
because you have to do things more precise.
Crazy, instead of just mashing buttons and hoping that does stuff. Yeah,
and you can tell that people understand it, like if you go online and stuff, because they can destroy you. And I don't know how they're doing this. Now I have a little better understanding of that. Frog Detective, The Entire Mystery, Doom 64. Doom 64. Me and Cody, like I said, we're clearly following the same guides. We didn't actually even finish Doom 64. We probably played 4 levels and got all the achievements, and that's a pretty tough game to get all of them in.
That's crazy. Escape
Academy, which is an escape room game, but we just watched a walkthrough on how to solve the puzzles. So we solved all the escape rooms in an hour, when I don't know because I haven't genuinely played it, but I guess some of these look so complicated, I feel like it would have took me like
days.
20 hours.
Yeah. So were you looking up things that had easy to get achievements, or were you looking at things that had lots of achievements and then looking up guides on how to get those achievements?
Looking up easy ones.
Easy ones.
Yeah.
So you there's a site that tells you like, oh, these games have easy to get achievements for people like you.
And then there's some guy me and Cody have been watching for forever on YouTube called Maca Guides, and he does great walkthroughs.
Is he British?
No, he's Canadian.
Okay.
But does great walkthroughs for you to follow on video. So that's what we were doing. The only exception as far as games with a lot of achievements, and I didn't look it up, but Cody did. I think it's called DPS Idol. You saw it when you were over here the other day. It's a card-based game, but to me, it was essentially just a button clicker. Cody said
Yeah.
he actually really liked it. I was like, this might be the worst one I played.
Yeah, I don't like those kinds of games.
Worse than Blue the video game or
Like
My
ones
Friend
with
Peppa Pig.
have prestiges or whatever, where like you just like repeat the same thing over and over,
Yeah.
and each time it gets slightly easier, and you get slightly further,
Yeah.
just to redo it all again.
And that wasn't one I looked up that had a lot of achievements, but I saw Cody took a massive lead, and I was like, what the hell?
So you looked at what he did.
Yeah, and I saw he did that, and then he's doing it on PC as well. So it's 4,000
same
achievement
time?
points. And he didn't get all of them, but he was up to, I think, 1,700 at the time in each of them. So I was like, oh, what
so
the fuck
you can double
is
dip
this
like
thing?
that?
Well, most things don't have. Most stuff is cross-play, so they don't have separate achievement lists. This is from a Windows 10 game, so when things were still more divided.
So he double dipped essentially.
Yeah,
He's
so
a dirty
I followed
fucking
suit.
cheater.
And he messaged me and said, "Stop copying me." And I was like, "All right, now I'm full force."
I found a
another-
ball under your table. What is this?
That's a ball.
Okay.
A few more games. Vemba. Yeah. Maquette. And then,
Mackay, that's a good one, bud.
do you actually know it? I was going to say, that's a lot of these are obviously are not the highest quality games, but that's a really well-respected puzzle game that me and Cody
Okay.
got through probably in like 40 minutes.
Wow, you guys are really true high-level gamers.
And then the game that won it for me, because Cody took a massive lead, I caught up to him essentially with DPS, but then we were down to like 20 minutes before the achievement race would have ended, at least my part, because I had to be work at 12, and it was like I leave like an hour early, so
Like going 10:30.
yeah, and so I was getting there. I was like, damn it, he's gonna win just because I can't find anything. The thing is, I'm trying way too hard because I know I'm running out of time. So I was like, I need to find something quick. So I searched easy games again and found a game that hadn't come up yet, and I feel like he probably hasn't found it because if you search it, like everybody has the same list because everybody knows the same games. But apparently NASA has made a few games that are free, and it's called Space Science Investigators or Investigations, and you're just on a ship and it's in zero gravity. So talking about gang beasts being frustrating, this game is so fucking frustrating. But
it was easy.
yeah, probably easy for all of them even, but I don't want to play it anymore now that I won. Maybe I'll save it if it happens again.
Yeah.
I got, I think, 340 in like 15 minutes.
Wow.
340 points. And I think I would have got it faster, but like I said, I was panicking because I knew I was going
You
to.
had to leave.
Yeah.
Well, just take a sick day.
Yeah. And the zero gravity made it frustrating trying to move around. But it gave me the win, so I'll take it.
How many hours did you invest in this achievement race, do you think?
Well, if you're including the original, like the
No,
before,
just your little tiebreaker.
that's so hard to judge because every game has a tracker, so I'd have to go through all of those. And then also all those aren't accurate because I leave it sitting there a lot. But I don't think it'd actually be too bad because as far as actually playing them, I don't know if any of them took me. That's disgusting to say, but I don't think any
More
of them
than
took
an
me
hour?
more than an hour and a half maybe.
Yeah.
And that was
You
probably
played, what, 15 games?
what was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, or 13 if you include DPS 2 times.
Yeah.
So
maybe 15 hours, 16 hours.
yeah.
Wow.
But we played Avatar for
80.
No, he said, I think he said ours is at over 30, and like I said, I definitely got that game sitting there, so probably like 20-something.
25, yeah.
Yes.
That's not that much, really.
But it's insane that I got not even 1,000 out of that, and then in way less than that, I got almost 13,000.
So you think, do you, when your achievement races, do you allow, obviously you allow guides then? Or
Yeah.
do you only, okay.
Just, there's some games that are broken that we don't allow, like Minecraft. You can, well, Cody told me this. I found, what game was it? I'm blanking. There's a game you can join. It's Grounded, an Xbox game. It's like a lot of games now, fucking crafting and building and Minecraft-y.
Survival.
Yeah, survival. Yeah. And you can join somebody that is on like has every achievement and super deep into it.
Yeah.
And then you can just get everything they have in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
and it's I think 2,000 gamer score. So yeah, we said because he said Minecraft's the same way. So I was like, yeah, I feel like those games. I mean, I know what we're doing is cheap, but you still have to at least take the time to do it.
Yeah.
That seems kind of bullshit. They can just come in and scoop
So you
up things you
ban
didn't
those
do.
from your gamer score thing?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But those would be the only stuff like that.
Any idea what's next?
Not yet.
I'm looking forward to joining.
New challenger approaching,
New
right?
challenger. Even if I have to pay some money to buy a game, I'll do it.
All right. I feel like some of them are not going to want to do it, and I don't know if you could find a way to do it, but you were excited. You said you like Dead Island 2.
Is that crossplay?
They were talking about doing that. I don't know.
Have to look into it.
All right. What have you been watching? 'Cause that's all I've been playing.
That's it?
Yeah.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
I watched Argyle.
Yes.
There was some confusion. I listened to the podcast.
Okay.
I don't really remember exactly what the confusion was because it was a while ago when I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But I put this note, so let's see if it makes sense. So I said, I will watch it next week, referring to the trailer. Then said maybe I will watch the whole thing, meaning instead of just watching the trailer, I will watch the movie. But I think you took it as, wow, you'll watch the whole trailer. I think that was the confusion.
Yeah, I think didn't I say that though?
No, because I think I said, oh, maybe I'll watch the whole thing. He said, well, of course, why wouldn't you watch the whole thing?
Oh, no, yeah, I was talking about the movie because you said...
Oh, I meant watch, like, the whole movie, like, as in, instead of just watching the trailer, I'll just watch the whole thing. Not, like, I'll go and watch the whole thing. I didn't mean like that.
Yeah, watch the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said...
As opposed to just watching the trailer.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at.
Well, you said I might have to go to a theater to watch it, though.
Yeah.
And I said, well, yeah, I'd hope you watch the whole movie then. So if you're fucking going to a theater, that'd be crazy not to watch the whole movie.
Yeah.
Did you go to a theater, or you found it
No.
illegally? Or
No.
you just wanted to...
I just want to clarify.
Oh, okay. So you haven't
but I watched
it.
the trailer.
Okay, gotcha.
It looks good, and I definitely might check it out later when it's on streaming on demand.
All right. Did you check Apple? Because like I said, I know it's an Apple.
No, it's
created
only
movie.
it's only in theaters right now.
Gotcha. But that's all you watched was the trailer for Argyle?
That's the only thing I made notes about. I've been really busy with bowling and work and the podcast. I finished The Bear. I was going to talk about that.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't want any spoilers, so I don't really know what to talk about other than I don't even want to say anything about it. Because anything I say is going to be a spoiler. Other than I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I like season 1 more than 2. My brother likes season 2 more than 1. And that's all I'll say about it right now.
But you didn't dislike season 2?
No. I'd still recommend you watch it. And now they got season 3 coming out. So there's just a couple plot points that they were like, they just seem really, like, how would I say, gimmicky, I guess. Like, they were forced in, like, they needed, like, some sort of conflict or something to create suspense. And what they were using for it was just very, like, this is not, like, this could be easily solved.
Yeah.
I don't know, that kind of thing. But if you put that to the side, it was good.
I got you. Yeah, I'm going to check it out, so I'll let you know if I do or when I do.
You better.
Yes, sir.
The other thing was Windy City Heat.
Yeah.
We talked about that off
Mhm.
camera. I watched the first, like, 10 minutes of it, I'd say. And I shut off because I was like, oh, we got to watch this as a friend group. So I'm excited to watch that.
Yeah, let's make it happen then.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you doing Saturday?
The crew game.
What time's that?
7:30.
That's so late.
It's not.
Yeah, because you won't be done until, like, 10.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Thought you meant the
you
game
get
was late.
back here, like, at 10:30. And then it's like, I'll be in bed.
Oh, yeah. You'll be in bed by the time the game starts.
No.
No, by the
Nah,
time
I'm usually in
halftime
bed.
hits.
Usually between 10:30 and 11 on weekdays or weekends.
That's when you get crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, Ryan.
So, that's all for you?
For now, more might pop up in my head.
Okay. Well, what I've been watching is I watched the YouTube video you asked me to watch, the Fallout event thing, like the Mad Max.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
What do they call it? Weekend. I forget what they call it now.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings. I think it does look awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think aspects of it could be fun. I think it definitely seems not as bad as the what do you call them? I said it last time.
Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, it doesn't seem as bad as that in the
Yeah.
way that people are doing over the top, but definitely has that vibe where it seems like it could, and it seemed like some people were doing that.
Being immersed.
Yeah,
immersing
but
themselves.
fully immersed, but fully immersed and trying too hard that it comes off, and you're just like, now I'm not immersed. I feel like this is like acting in front of me.
Yeah, a little bit of that the battle that they had kind of
Yeah.
saw that a little bit. Yeah,
And it also seems like they say how everybody's so welcoming and it's like a free spirit thing. It definitely seems like kind of thing where there's probably cool kids club, and it seemed like that when they're like asking questions and they're like, no, you shouldn't be over here, and like kind of moving people around, and they're like, well, right now is the group photo shoot. And I was
I
like,
don't remember this.
there's like moments like they were not supposed to be there, or they were doing the wrong theme, and no, it's supposed to be like community of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cody should watch this. I'd be curious to see what he thinks. I feel like he'd have to watch it all the way through, because initially I feel like he'd be like, oh, dude, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
this is awesome. And then I think he would absolutely hate the two guys that are in the video, especially the second guy.
The really skinny dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
Gave himself, zinc poisoning?
yeah.
Yeah.
And his voice, Cody, I feel like Cody, but yeah, I just fucking stopped there. It was cool, but I couldn't do it. And then it would be really topped at the end. I don't know if you remember, and there's even a cool band.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have put the quote in there, but it was something about you remember it, don't you?
No.
Everybody being welcomed, and then there was something just so obvious that they were doing that, but it didn't seem like everybody was welcome. It seemed like only, I can't remember now. I should have put it in here. I knew Cody would have made it to the end, and maybe even something positive. Yep, no thanks. Yep, definitely not doing this. But it definitely had interesting aspects, and it definitely did seem more like Mad Max and Fallout after watching it.
Mm-hmm.
But I also thought it was weird. It seems like people don't stay there. They just go there and then go to hotels.
I think they were staying at a hotel, but I'm pretty sure there's like a campground where people do stay. But yeah, because they're from out of country, so I'm guessing they don't. When you do those types of festivals, like you gotta have like camping supplies and a lot of stuff that you really can't come, from Europe with. So I'm sure there's an option. I haven't looked into it, but I bet there's an option to camp and like stay there, and I'm sure there's hotels nearby or whatever.
Yeah, because I get the cons of staying there. It's sucking you be
no air,
nasty and smelly,
no showers.
But I feel like, again, if you're really committed to this, that's how it would be.
Yeah,
and I feel like it just feel weird to me to go to a hotel like that and then come back to an event like that, not even caring what people think.
That was hilarious. They were walking around like the motel and it was like war paint.
Yeah,
just shirtless.
But I feel like that would just take me out of it immediately. I feel like it'd feel like going to like PAX or something.
Yeah.
But you go to that not to be like, all right, I'm in the game world now.
Yeah.
It's an event and you're going for that. So
yeah, definitely. When you go, you gotta fully immerse yourself.
Yeah. So you're gonna do it?
No, probably not. But it looks fun.
Yeah. There's definitely
maybe in another life, brother.
Yeah, there you go. I also watched something we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which was Taco Bell's event. They did like E3.
Yeah, the E3 Taco Bell that I went all in on.
Yeah. It was almost what I thought. They clearly were trying to be like cringy and like, oh, we know this is ridiculous, which I feel like took out most of it. I was like, that's half of the fun of E3. They're trying dead serious. They're not trying to be cringy.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so funny.
So they were feeding into it too much, you think?
I think so, but I think they were trying to do it and know they were doing it, and then some moments still squeak through, even though you're intentionally doing it. Like they had this very, very flamboyant gay guy there that was giving away awards. I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and we have a special guest. And he's like, Devontae Adams of the Las Vegas Raiders, come up here. And he's like, what's up, bro? And then they did this handshake, and you could tell he's just like the whitest, awkwardest guy in the world. And, this is my bro. And I was like, oh, my God, this part isn't supposed to be cringy, and you guys are just, this is awful. And there's a few segments like that that were genuinely great, but not because they were trying. And that's the moments that shine through. Besides that, it was them trying too hard and a mixture of way overly produced and way too high level for a fucking Taco Bell event.
Yeah.
So,
but you're excited about their new food options?
No, not really. I think the pie is also not something that's officially coming out. I think the article said they said on there that they're doing it to gauge interest. So I feel like if enough people do it.
What pie was it? It was like
the Baja Blast pie.
Yeah, that's right.
The gelato is coming, but I don't think that sounds great, but I want to try it.
You want to try it? What happened to the Wendy's thing? Were we supposed to do something with that, right?
That's not out yet.
That's not out yet.
Yeah, the Dreamsicle Frosty.
Is that in March?
Yeah, you should look it up. We're going to do a video. You guys can watch it. It's going to be live on the scene.
I went to
the Dreamsicles.
I went to Wendy's.
No surge pricing.
What happened to that debacle?
I feel like they said that they were never planning on it. I feel like that definitely was in the plans, and they got out and like, oh, this is backfiring. Let's look like the good guys. This is crazy. We wouldn't do this.
March 13th.
And you said you have to be at the 14th, though, right?
I believe so. Let me look. Why? Oh, yeah, because I bowl on Wednesdays.
So look forward to that video.
I haven't bowled the last 14th. 2 Wednesdays.
Oh, so
and I might not bowl next Wednesday, depending, because the bowling tournaments are just killing my knee.
So it sounds like you need a Dreamsicle.
That's right.
All right, maybe the 13th. We'll
see.
I
went to Wendy's last week, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they have that. And I looked, and I was like, no, they don't.
You can't try before we do a video anyway.
Well, I got worried. Like, did I forget to do the video with KC? We forget about it?
I won't let you forget. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm not worried.
I think a big missed opportunity with this Taco Bell event was bringing back the Taco Bell dog. I know that Chihuahua died, so you can't bring him back. You remember Taco Bell dog, right?
Find a lookalike.
Yeah, it's a fucking Chihuahua. So
yeah,
they should have done it.
Billions of them.
They could even have like a real Chihuahua come out on stage. I feel like it's a real missed opportunity, but they would probably get called racist now for having a Chihuahua as their mascot. Then real stuff that I've been watching. I went to the theater to see One Love, the Bob Marley movie.
Mm-hmm. How was it?
I liked it a lot. It's very good. Was that a shocker?
Yeah.
Oh. I think you might like it.
Probably.
I think you would. Don't go with Cody, or I think you'll find it a comedy. But I think aside from that, I think you'd actually might really like it. The accents are very thick, so it is hard to understand some stuff.
Do you have subtitles?
No.
Oh.
But I understood.
I have to get one of those closed caption devices.
God, no. I understood most of it, and I generally know the story anyway, so I think that helped.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it wasn't perfect, and there's things I would have changed, but I thought it was well done.
Like closed captions?
No.
No?
I hate closed captions, no. I think part of it, I don't think that, I think they exaggerated the accents because a lot of them aren't Jamaican, so I think that was actually maybe part of the issue, that not even that they weren't speaking clear English, is that they had non-Jamaican accent or actors doing Jamaican accents, and I feel like they exaggerated some of it and made it harder to understand because
they're faking it.
Well, I feel like they were probably trying hard, but
they're putting it on a little thick.
Yeah, to make sure they didn't break and just start talking and sounding normal. Well, they're normal, obviously. Then from home, we did our weekly show, Halo, and yes. One of the best episodes so far happened recently, so that was exciting. Yep.
Best ever?
No, one of the best.
One of the best.
Yeah.
Top 3.
Yes, easily.
Of the season or of the whole thing?
Of the whole thing. So that was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
We got another episode 2 days from now. We'll see how that goes.
How's your podcast going?
The podcast is going well.
Any more 300 plus episodes?
No, the last one's the least one yet. So step it up, guys.
Going down.
Check out the Halo podcast.
Just a fad, bud.
Oh,
the phone should at least be on
beat
silent.
me to it. Me and Danielle watch more I Think You Should Leave. It's kind of a show we just go back to every now and then, and just always funny.
Did I tell you tried to watch it again?
No, you didn't tell me to try to watch it again.
I couldn't do it. I watched like another 2 episodes. Just couldn't do it.
And have you found any skits funny?
None of them.
Do you think you just already hate it then? And
Maybe, but I don't think they're funny. Like I said, 90% of his skits are just being loud and obnoxious.
a lot of his are, but he's not in all of them.
Yeah.
Like, have you watched the Baby of the Year? I think it's the first skit.
Nah.
It's great. They're cussing out babies and saying they hope they die. And it's a baby pageant. Like, you do a beauty pageant and they're judging babies, which is already fucking outrageous. I Think You Should Leave. Great show. Also been watching some War on the Floor, which sounds like it could be a porno. But it's a documentary about the NLL, which is indoor lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on Amazon Prime. It's actually really well produced. And unfortunately, it's on San Diego's team. I like Colorado's team. I would like Columbus, but we don't have them anymore. And I think it's really interesting. I think it's so well done. I think you could like it without really liking lacrosse. And like most documentaries, it brings in aspects not just lacrosse. Like you see them coming up in it. You see their daily lives, all that stuff. So I think it's interesting. So like I said, I don't even like the team. I know a lot of people like Hard Knocks and documentaries and like background stuff about NFL. And I think that's cool. But I don't watch a lot of it because I don't care about the teams. But I think what makes it different is that stuff is everywhere because NFL is so massive. I feel like it's cool seeing this because lacrosse is so niche compared to something like that. So that's cool to see something like that, especially at such high production value. I feel like that's something you expect like on YouTube and kind of janky.
Yeah, some super fan making it.
Yeah, So I've only got a few episodes in, but I'm really liking that. And then we rewatched a movie that we loved and haven't seen in a long time called Christopher Robin. Have you ever seen this? The live action Pooh Bear with Ewan McGregor. I feel like you might actually like this. It might sound like a joke because I know you hate Disney too.
I don't hate Disney. Just not a biggest fan of them.
Oh, well, you told me there's nothing you like from Disney, so I thought that would be
I like
hate.
Deadpool.
Well, that wasn't from Disney until now.
Yeah, there's not much Disney I really like. Maybe some of the animated kids shows or movies, like Monsters Inc.
Yeah, that's a great
That's
one.
a good one.
Wall-E.
Wall-E, that's a really good one.
Were you a Pooh Bear fan when you were younger?
Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah.
No.
I liked it, but wasn't crazy about it. But I think you can like this movie without liking it. I just think it amplifies it, especially if you're like a Pooh Bear fanatic. But
is Christopher Robin based on a true story?
No.
That's one of the Ask Google questions.
That's an outrageous question if you see this movie. It's a fantastic movie, and it has no right being as funny as it is. It's fucking hilarious. It's so good. And then we finished American Nightmare, the documentary that you were talking about. Me and Danielle.
Oh, you were watching it together.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
It's good. I'm surprised it blew up as big as it did.
Really?
Because I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was like.
That was great.
Oh yeah, you loved it.
I really liked it.
How did he know where her parents lived? Because he dropped her off, like within 200 feet of her parents' house, and that's not where he took her.
I see when she told them. Is that how it worked? I forget. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Well, she said that She was blindfolded, and then she didn't know where she was till she wasn't
They
allowed to get
dropped
off
her
till he was like a minute from pulling away or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, she didn't say that if that was the case. But that seemed odd that you would know where her parents live.
I'm assuming. I don't know. I'm sure there's ways to find stuff like that out.
And we were talking about the reporter that has those awkward interviews in the car.
Yeah.
He worked for the San Francisco Chronicle, which is like the Columbus Dispatch.
Yeah.
And still confused why he would have gotten all that stuff, but I was just going back to that because we said we don't know exactly where he was from.
Yeah, that was odd.
I have one more note here, but I don't remember what it means now. It says hair on goggles, but that's all I put. So
hair and goggles?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about that one, but
yeah, that's all I got. But yeah, I didn't like it as much as you, but I thought it was really good.
Had you heard of the story before that? Do you know anything about it?
No, just when it, like I said, blew up, and that's when I heard about it.
Which is kind of weird because I feel like that's a pretty big deal. Like
yeah,
the whole thing is so unbelievable, but it has so many. Something. Is that how they caught him? Something about. Oh, because he had goggles swim goggles that he would wear or put on them. Maybe they were blacked out swim goggles, and then they found the goggles at the site and they had her hair on. I think that's how they connected that, proved that she was there. I think that's how it worked.
That's right, but I just don't know. There was a question I had or something I want to talk about related to that, so I should have put more notes because I don't remember now.
Yeah. It's such a crazy story that, honestly, like I said, if there wasn't so much evidence proving it was true, and like if it was just like a script out of like a Hollywood movie, I would be like, this is too fake. Like, learn to write better. Like, there's no way this is gonna happen in real life. And the fact that it happened right after Gone Girl really did not help her at all.
No,
because it's honestly like, okay, you just want to be Gone Girl. Okay, we get it.
Yeah.
So.
And then the only thing I've been watching besides that, sports, obviously. And then started a new show called Invincible, which is based off a graphic novel, and it's a cartoon on Amazon Prime. It's like comic booky, but it's an adult comic book show. So it's vulgar and very gory.
Yeah.
I'm like a couple of episodes in. It seems promising, but only a couple episodes in. The creator of the graphic novel is the creator of the Walking Dead graphic novel, so interested to see where it goes.
Could be good then.
Yeah. But that's it. Have you been reading or listening to any books?
Negatory.
Same for me this time, and I still have it on here. Fake outrage. Did you have any fake outrage? I just always skip by it.
No, just real outrage, bud.
What are you outraged by?
Nothing.
I thought you had real outrage.
No.
No,
real outrage either.
No, okay.
No. What about you?
No.
No. Okay.
I could try and come up with fake ones, but you say you don't get it, so.
I mean, I get it, but I just don't. I don't get it.
Well said.
I'm outraged by how much I don't get it.
Well, just put your fake outrage in the comments to help us out.
Outrage us down below.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
So I was getting ready to set up my phone, the what do you call that? Android wallet or whatever, Google Pay wallet, because we're going to New York, and part of the New York thing is now they got tap to pay for all the subways. So I was like, well, I want to make sure my phone's set up. And then I logged into it and I realized, oh, I'm already set up. I already got it on there. That's cool. And then I was looking and I found I have $25 Starbucks gift card linked to my phone. Didn't know I had. Don't know where it came from and don't know when it expires.
You sound like you need a more simplified phone. That's what you need.
So that's
You're
exciting.
An old person.
I don't ever go to Starbucks.
Yeah, you might be able to get like a sweetener for that.
Sweetener?
Yeah, $25.
Oh,
Maybe I'll get
sweetener.
you like a pack of sweetener. Yeah.
Oh, like a sweet and low packet?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe I could let Danielle use it if she wanted to buy a mug or something.
Oh, look at you.
I know
What
she
a
likes
guy.
she likes her mugs.
Yeah, definitely true.
Ugly mugs like you.
Anything else random you want to talk about? Anything you want to get off your chest? Share?
I don't think so.
All right.
I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't put anything else on my notes about it. So.
Oh, it doesn't have to be a note if anything comes to mind. Blue Jackets are down 2-0.
Oh, yeah, something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing some more plumbing this last weekend, and I bought a fitting, and it said lead free on the tag.
Right.
On one side, and then I just happened to look at the other side, and it said Proposition 65 warning for this item may contain lead, expose you to lead. I was like, how's that a thing?
Well, I can give you some insight here.
Okay.
That's only supposed to be for California because they're so fucking strict about everything. So they probably weren't supposed to put it on for you.
Yeah. But it's funny that one side of the same tag says lead free, and the other side it says this product may contain or expose you to lead products.
Mm-hmm.
So which one is it?
It's lead free unless you're a California pussy.
Okay.
That's why at work we only have to put them on California packages.
Really?
Yep.
The state of California may cause cancer.
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah.
But other places you're harm free.
What about the big Facebook outage?
I was at work, so it didn't affect me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Threads,
Whatever that is.
Messenger. Yeah,
Messenger
all down.
was down too.
Yep.
No wonder I wasn't getting any notifications from you fucktards. What? Okay.
I can say one thing.
Yeah.
The EGD that I talked about earlier in the episode, the tube that went down my throat.
Yes.
I left out a detail.
Tell us more.
When I looked down my arm, you see, not for the viewers, you won't be able to see. You see that giant bruise?
Yeah.
So they normally do it there to put the IV in,
Mm-hmm.
but she stabbed it twice and couldn't get it, and then stabbed into this vein.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see was that tape or something that was there?
This?
Yeah.
No, that's a burn from work today from boxes.
Oh.
But then she stabbed here. I think that's the dot.
Yeah.
And then another girl came in and she's like, here, let me try. And then she put it in my hand. So there's a dot there.
Yeah.
And then the first girl left the room. And the second girl was like, as she was putting it in my hand, she's like, let me know if it hurts. Hand's the most sensitive spot, but I don't want to keep doing it here. It's her first day here. That makes sense why I was getting stabbed over and over. Wish I would have known that before.
Well, they don't want you to know that, but they got to get experience somewhere.
Yeah.
God, I hate needles. So how are you around needles?
Oh, I'm fine, but I don't
Okay.
prefer to get stabbed more than I have to.
Was it pretty painful?
Yeah, I don't even mind needles. I mean, it's just a sting, but
Yeah.
I think it's painful because she didn't know what she was doing. So she's
just digging around in there like,
oh yeah, she had it in there, kind of moving around.
oh,
Oh my God.
no.
Yeah, and then I was like, I know you don't like it, but I think you should leave, bitch. And as soon as she left, she went, yeah, it's her first day here. She's really sweet, though. I was like,
Oh, my arm appreciates the sweetness. You think they'd be there to like help her or something, or teach her, not just like, all right, go in there and stab him.
well, the first girl was there. Both girls were there the whole time.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was like guiding her, and I feel like she was trying to be patient. Like, yeah, you'll get it.
You'll get it.
And she's like, here, let me try. And that's when the first girl doing it left, and that's when
Yeah.
she told me.
She probably went to go cry in the break room. She's a failure.
Yeah, but that's the tale of it.
That's funny.
Nothing else you want to share? Get off your chest here.
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Tonight's Super Tuesday.
Super Tuesday. I wonder who's gonna win.
15 states up for voting in primaries.
Yeah.
Is Donald Trump going to lose any of those?
No.
No, I don't think so either.
I think she has like 7 votes when I looked last.
Yeah, there's a guy in my work that said that she's going to win a minimum of 4 states tonight. I was like, you're high, but all right.
Let's see what it is right now. Let's see what
Maybe
the live.
I wouldn't be shocked if somehow she gets a state or two at most, but she's not winning more than 4.
Trump's at 273. Nikki Haley's at 43. So I don't know if that means she won a state or how. I don't know how that works.
Well, a lot of states you get
The
delegates
percentage.
Yeah, so she's picked up some even when she's losing. And then she won D.C., which I didn't even know that. I think that's weird. That
Wow. North Carolina is surprisingly close, although it's 1% has reported, but it's 50 to 45, 50% to 45%.
Well, she's from South Carolina, so that probably helps too.
Okay.
Even though she already lost South Carolina.
Did
so,
she really?
Yeah.
Awkward. I'm surprised Ron DeSantis is getting destroyed.
Well,
I thought
he dropped out.
I did he?
Yeah.
Well, he's still on here.
There are a lot of them listed.
Chris Christie's in here.
That guy just needs to stop. No matter if you like him or not, he has to know he's not going to win at this point. I feel he just gets up there to argue and then be like, all right, I'm leaving.
I'm gone. I'm going to go eat some more food.
Oh, man. The guy that thinks she's going to win a minimum of 4 states is a Chris Christie fanatic, actually. Yeah, he thought he was going to win up until he got out of it. There's no way he's going to win. Everybody knows he joins in and just bails out.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Is that a wrap?
I think that's a wrap.
All right. Watch the Halo podcast. Share this video. Like it. Comment. We've told that a few times this episode, right?
At least a few. If I don't see at least 10 comments down below, I'm killing Casey live on air next week.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Welcome to episode 90. I don't know what episode it is. Hang on. 95. I'm your co-host, Ryan, along with my good friend and co-guest host, Casey Pugh.
Not co-guest host.
Oh, wait. You're not supposed to say your last name. Sorry. KCP. You just edit that part out. All right, I'm ready now, though, for real. If you want.